Imperial Valley's best oldies on the radio. It's AM 1230 Kxo. We were unable to bring you that NFL football game this evening due to the weather, the dust storm that we had. But we do have some high school football coming up for you. The Imperial Tigers take on Holtville. Here's Mickey and the crew.
Thank you, Gabe. Good evening and welcome to Larry Shimamoto Eddie Simpson Stadium on the campus of Imperial High School for another special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football. We're kind of getting used to that over the last few weeks. And I bring that up because they played Monday Night Football for so many years on ABC, and then they started to do a Thursday game, and instead of calling it Thursday Night Football, they would say a special Thursday night edition of Monday Night Football. I thought, that just sounds silly.
Yeah,
but if they're going to do it, we're going to do it too.
Yeah.
I'm Mickey Dale along with George Grijalva, and old rivals square off in Imperial tonight as the Tigers host the Holtville Vikings on homecoming night. And we were talking last week that homecoming was on a Thursday. I don't think we've ever had homecoming night on a Thursday.
This is crazy. I can't believe we're having to do this. It might be a first for Girls history.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever happened in Imperial that they've done it on a Thursday night. But weather got a little squirrely on us, but the temperatures have dropped down. It was supposed to. When I woke up today, I looked on the Weather Channel. They said at 7 o'clock at kickoff it would be 90 degrees. Right now it's about 80 degrees. Got slight little breezes. It's really beautiful for football as long as the wind stays down. And we look at the flag to the south side of the stadium, and it's kind of wagging a little bit and looking pretty up there, but it's not straight out like we saw in last week's game. And as we mentioned, homecoming, always special. The first game is being held on a Thursday night, as we mentioned, and that's for the reason of a shortage of the qualified referees to officiate the contest. So they're moving some games on Thursday night, others on Friday, and then we even had a Saturday night game up in Valley Center, too. So that's the reason why we're doing the Thursday night game. Now, this is a game Tiger football players and fans look forward to each season for decades. Now, they want to call it the Imperial Valley Classic. I think you and I just called it the Holtville game. There was no other. You didn't have the Calipatriot game. You didn't have the Mountain Empire. You had the Holtville game, and that was it for us. So whether it be in the Desert Mountain League, the Manzanita League, or our good old Chaparral League, it was these two perennial powers scoring off for football supremacy. And as of late, though, the rivalry has been all Imperial, as the Tigers have won the last 9 games in a row, 13 of the last 14, and the last Viking victory, you'd have to date all the way back to 2006 with a 22-21 overtime win in Holtville. And then since 2007, the Tigers have outscored the Vikings 240-29 before a narrow 14-8 win in Holtville last fall. The Vikings have narrowed the gap to single-score losses the past 2 meetings, though, and feel this may be the year to end the losing streak. The Tigers, of course, will want to make that extended yet another year. This has been a rivalry of streaks. We'll look at those streaks at halftime, so we'll get into that, and also we'll have some interviews. We're going to try to get Brandon Young, who's the new offensive coordinator for the Tigers, up at halftime, and we're going to get head coach David Shaw to come up at halftime to tell us what their thoughts are on the first half and what we may look forward to in the second half. So make sure to stay around at halftime for that, and we'll continue with our pregame show in just a moment.
Simply at Home, now at 607 West Main Street in El Centro. The largest vintage and antique selection in the Valley. Over 3,000 square feet of collectibles and antiques. With a wide selection of vendors, you never know what you're going to find at Simply at Home. Come check out the other great businesses inside Simply at Home's new location, such as Lolo's Essentials, Wicked Ink Tattoo, All Valley Estates, and Odds and Ends. That's Simply at Home, open Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5:30, and Saturdays, 10 to 3, at 607 West Main Street in El Centro. Learning a new skill, continuing your education, or returning to school for the first time can be stressful. IVC has the resources to help you succeed by offering programs to eligible students who qualify for tuition assistance, book grants, and additional programs like IVC's Kitchen Pantry, Housing Program, Career Services Support, and so much more. Let Imperial Valley College help you become a college graduate. Visit imperial.edu/admissions to register today. Imperial Valley College is recognized nationwide as a top 10 community college for college excellence.
Thank you, Dale and George Grijalva here on KXO, just minutes before the kickoff for tonight's game between the Tigers and the Vikings on homecoming night in Imperial. The Pride of Imperial Band is out on the field right now. Beautiful eye in the middle of the field, too.
Look at
that. Huh?
That's pretty.
The big white eye in the middle of the field with a red outline around it. And we see the homecoming stage over to our left, around the 40-yard line on the south side of the field on the home side, and the roses and carnations and all the stuff they have with that. It's always an exciting night for homecoming.
Oh, we had some good homecoming games.
We did.
And great times on that week, that whole week. Remember, we did the parade.
Right. There was the Serpentine Parade.
Yeah.
They went down to Imperial Avenue and Main Street at that time. And
good memory.
Before that, there were tug of wars. There were before that, you know. And so there was always something going on each day, different dress-up days or what have you. There was always an exciting time. Didn't always play Holtville, though, when you think about it. We played Needles quite a few times on that, Eagle Mountain. But usually the Holtville game was set for itself and not want to have, you know, the bigger crowd that you're going to get with homecoming, because you're going to get it with Holtville, and that's what we should see here tonight. The Tigers enter the game atop the Imperial Valley League standings with a 1-0 mark and 5-1 overall after a thrilling 24-0 shutout of the Bulldogs in Calexico last Friday.
Ooh, great show.
Wasn't it exciting?
Great show. The whole different team from the 2 weeks prior.
Yeah, the Tigers came out just roaring in that. It was a halftime score of 0-0. But the Tigers scored 24 in the second half to put it away. Ethan Reeves would start the scoring off. That's right, defensive like that.
Yeah.
He gets the play of the game honors on Max Press after he grabbed a fumble in midair and then thundered 23 yards to break a scoreless tie in the third quarter. Zach Ray then had a 20-yard touchdown pass from C.J. Tiernan and a 9-yard option score by Alejandro Perez, his first ball carry this year. And that gave the Tigers a 21-0 lead midway through the final quarter. Ethan Gonzalez has just been spot on, nailed his fourth field goal of the season to round out the scoring. And the Tigers' defense posted its second shutout of the season. I love being able to say shutout of the season and add a number before it, you know. So that's pretty good. Now the Vikings come in pretty streaky. They started off 3-0. They defeated Southwest 53-13 to open the season. Then they played three Cities teams in a row. And we talked about that before. They played Cities at Tijuana, beat them 41-30. Then played Cities of Ensenada, beat them 15-8 to come out 3-0 to start the season. But since then, they've lost the last three. They played Cities of Mexicali. The Zorros lost 26-13. Were shut out by Calexico 39-0.
I couldn't believe that one.
That's me. I was just dumbfounded over that one. And then most recently, they lost to Mission Bay 48-30. Now, Mission Bay, the Buccaneers are always tough. So.
Used to be powerhouse back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, so if you're only losing by 18 to them in Mission Bay, that's pretty good. Head coach Jason Turner, who has an overall record of 38-18 in his 6 years at the helm, has had 2 weeks to prepare for the Tigers and is looking forward to this game before getting back to Desert League play next week. But they face Palo Verde. Ooh, ouch. You don't want to start out facing those guys.
Two tough ones.
Yeah. Imperial enters the game ranked number 4 in Division 3. Holtville is number 13 in Division 4. And, you know, we talked about that before, too, that I think that it might have hurt them a little bit by playing the three cities teams because you're not getting those power rankings when you're getting something from out of the country. You did get those home games. They were 3 consecutive Saturday night games, which is great. But as far as your rankings, I'm afraid that hurt them.
It might hurt. It might hurt. We'll find out at the end of the season.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep tabs on that. And we have a chance at halftime. We'll tell you what the rankings look like within Division 3. And as we mentioned, we'll be talking hopefully to Brandon Young, the offensive coordinator for the Tigers, and head coach David Shaw said he'd try to make it up here as well. So we'll try to talk to both of those in halftime as well. We've only got 2 games that are in town this week. We'll look at that contest and others scheduled tomorrow as our pregame show continues in just a moment.
Start that day off right with your favorite drink from Brick House Coffee, next door to Brick House Deli at the Lisa Tucker Center in Imperial. Brick House Coffee has so many drinks to choose from. Hot drinks, blended drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, Brick House Deli with big, full, fresh flavor. The valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at the Lisa Tucker Center on West Ayton Road in Imperial.
For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
The Tigers and the Vikings in the final non-league game of the season for both squads. The Imperial Valley League continues tonight, however, just south of us at Centro. They're hosting the Calexico Bulldogs at Cal Jones Field. So that'll be interesting to keep updated with those scores, which we'll do throughout the night. And the other game we'll see Southwest visiting Brawley at Warren Field. The Eagles won their first game last week. against Copa.
They sure did.
So, yeah,
They sure
they've got a win
Congratulations.
under their belts and hope they can continue that tonight in Brawley. The Desert League has Palo Verde hosting Calipatria. Hornets looking for their first win tonight. That is over in Blythe. Man, I can't even imagine making that trip over to Buzz.
No way.
With the weather we had today.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. Vincent Memorial will be idle this week before they travel to Calipatria next Friday. So that's what we have on tap tonight. So we'll try to keep you updated on that Central score throughout the evening as they take on the Calexico Bulldogs. Both Calexico 0-1 in the IVL, and the Central Spartans are looking for their first victory in IVL in their opener there. Here it's Imperial and Holtville scoring off tonight, and we're just a few minutes away from kickoff, and homecoming is also coming up. And as you mentioned, you just think back of some of the homecoming queens that we've had in football, and I was looking back 50 years ago. Paula Johnson was the
Beautiful.
She was. I know.
Oh, and she was the lifeguard. That was
so pretty.
Every Sunday, I was the best.
Well, and the other one that was the princess there that was another lifeguard was Denise Porter.
Denise Porter.
And
I knew you were going to say that
Denise
one.
Yeah, you see Denise every once in a while, just always in such a kind heart, too. And I was like, man, Lisa Burnside was another princess, and she lived next door to us for a while, just to the north of us, right next door.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Lisa's mom was the daughter of Thurman Gossett that lived there next door to us. I think that's how it worked. So they lived next door to us, and so we knew Lisa and Joni and Jimmy Burnside. He was a year below us in school, but I think they left before he got out of elementary school. And he was a troublemaker. Got me in trouble a couple of times.
You know a name I just thought of in your neighborhood was Greg Rose.
Greg Rose, yeah.
Right
He just
across the
recently
street.
retired, that lucky dog. He lives back in Texas, and yeah, Greg lived just right on the other side of us. He lived on the corner next to us, and a good little ball player.
Yeah, I remember him
Yeah,
being a good athlete. Now, was he our age or younger?
Greg was 2 to 3 years younger than us, I believe.
I remember him being a real good athlete.
Yeah, he was a very good athlete. Loved playing baseball, man, I tell you. I remember him, one of the things I always remember, he would just sweat so much. He would work so hard that he would just be sweating. And but Greg was a neat guy. I really enjoyed him. Still keep up with him on Facebook as the Tigers come out on the field, running out to the big white and red eye in the middle of the stadium, and the Pride of Imperial band playing On You Tigers, not Wisconsin, On You Tigers.
That's ours.
They're in all red tonight, the Tigers are, with the white trim. The Holtville Vikings in all white with green numbers and green and gold trim. And I don't know if you could maybe hear some of the little bit of the band in the background. It's kind of hard for us to pick it up, and so we apologize for that and not being able to give a bit of a better sound for you on that. But the Pride of Imperial band always sounds wonderful, and this is no exception tonight. And just looking forward to a good ball game with these two schools.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Like we had last week and the one in Valley Center.
So it's the Tigers and the Vikings. We have the kickoff coming up in just a moment.
Have you been wanting new flooring but putting it off? Don't wait anymore. Derma Floor Covering has the flooring you want at blowout prices. Yes, I mean blowout prices. Hardwood plank, regularly priced $9.99 a square yard, now $3.99 a square yard, and over 1,100 square feet in stock. Select tile, regularly priced $5.99 to $6.49 a square foot, now on sale at $1.34 to $1.99 a square foot. Stop by Derma's Floor Covering today, 220 North J Street in Imperial. Your flooring wishes can come true at Derma's Floor Covering.
Wake up with Broken Yolk Café, open daily at 7 a.m., serving your favorite breakfast, from omelets, pancakes, eggs benedict, waffles, and yes, Mexican breakfast too. Broken Yolk Café serves lunch till 2 p.m., from sandwiches, salads, and yes, of course, the all-American cheeseburger. Broken Yolk Café thanks you for voting us the best breakfast in town. Once again, you can order online at Broken Yolk Café, El Centro, or call 760-352-9655.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been providing private security locally for more than 20 years and have owned Southwest Security for more than 6.5 years. I'm proud to announce that we have over 250 employees working here in Imperial and Coachella Valley. Last year, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. P.O. Box service to you. Also located at Southwest Security at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro. If you're in the need for security services, please call us at Southwest Security at 760-970-4500. That's 970-4500.
favorite NFL team plays on Imperial Valley's AM 1230, KXOL Centro.
Yeah, the part of Imperial Band is finishing up the national anthem. The Tigers in their all red and white. The Vikings in all white, gold helmets, green trim on their lettering, and we played many a ball game against Holtville in all sports. And so it's kind of neat that after 10 years of not playing each other, they renewed the rivalry just a few years back. And although the Tigers were pretty handily won the first few games of the return of this rivalry, Holtville hung right in there. Remember last year we were at Holtville and 92-yard kickoff return to start the game for Holtville. And like, hey, wait a minute. This is not how it's scripted here, So yes, we're looking forward to a good ball game tonight. We'll look back at the rivalry between the two schools. We get a chance at halftime.
No, after all these years, I still don't like the color green. I don't know what it is.
It is funny. I talked to Jonathan. He and Nora went to Memphis, Tennessee this past week. They went to a marital counseling convention that was back there that they can help use in his pastoring in Kansas. And I mentioned it to Holtville, and he still, even now, like, no matter what. And yet it's kind of funny, and I've told you about it as we go on stuff, that we both remember Ty Beeman, who was lightning fast for Holtville. Yeah. And I told you that he or I are within minutes being older of each other, because our moms had us within minutes of each other. So, and then I got to meet him out at IVC when we're going out there. And a real nice guy, even though for all those years, like, I didn't want to see him. Yeah. He is a good athlete. I don't want to see him run fast or anything else, but he's a really neat guy. And we're the same age, the exact same age.
I even thought about calling Lee
Jensen, to
find out who that guy was. Remember, we talked about it on the way to Holtville last year when Troy Bristol hit him and broke his collar.
Oh, man.
And you heard that.
It was over in Holtville. Oh, yeah.
75? Was that 74 or 75? Ooh, we're dating ourselves.
One of the two, because I know Troy was in the 76 year, so his last football season would have been 75, so 74.
74 because Lee Jensen was 74.
Okay.
He was playing.
So, yeah, that was one of those hits that you just cringed.
Yeah.
You was like, ouch. That really had to have hurt. So the Tigers will be kicking off to start the ball game out. They'll be going left to right on your screen and be kicking from the south to the north.
Little of a breeze coming from the southeast.
Ethan Gonzalez will be teeing it up. 12 touchbacks already this season, and he has a little bit of a wind to his back as the wind now starting to pick up out of the south.
He may put it up to the uprights.
But what's kind of nice, though, the wind's coming out of the south, which usually would bring a lot of humidity, but you don't feel the humidity tonight. It's beautiful. Quite pleasant out there. About 80 degrees on our kickoff, and
well, I understood that there was some hail in Yuma, so that might be pulling us down.
Yeah, the visibility out on the freeway west of Winter Haven was down to about 50 feet. It was really bad. And so cars were pulling over to the side of the road because they couldn't see. Deep to receive for Holtville, and he'll just watch the ball go over his head. It's Chad Goodsell, and the Vikings will take over 1st and 10, and they'll be at their own 20-yard line.
That was all the way out of the back of the end zone. Big foot by this kid. And we were talking about it last week. I don't know where he gets all that power. He doesn't need to leave his shadow. He's got to make 2 passes.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So skinny.
But Pascalia is the quarterback, and we saw Lois Tejas as she came up here. Usually she's at KQ Ranch. KQ up in Julian. But he says it's her nephew. So Bryce Pascalia is the quarterback and her nephew. They do run a lot of different running backs in there. They'll run from the double wing, and they'll pitch it over to the left side, get a little bit of running room, getting out to near the 25-yard line is the ball carrier for the Vikings, and it is, let's see, flip my board off here. Get on the other side. Austin Marine, who had 1 touchdown already this season, gets the call, and he will get about 4 yards in the play, so 2nd down and 6 from the 24.
Joel Villacampos came all the way across from the left side to make that tackle for the Tigers.
They run a real tight offense, not quite as tight as Palo Verde, but tighter than anybody else that we see. Be pitch out to the right side this time, hit behind the line of scrimmage and brought down for a loss. It'll be Stefan Duarte that'll be tackled on that, and it'll be tackled back to about the 22, so give him a loss of 2. A 3rd down and 8 coming up. Tigers read that
Oh,
from the beginning.
Yeah, Max Alvarez had that read all the way, and then Aiden Shields up and take him down.
Duarte has 2 100-yard games this season for Holtville. One of them 191 against the Setties team from Ensenada. So he has been one of their strong runners this year. The other that you'll hear a lot tonight is Griffin Garcia. He has one 100-yard game, and the referees are going to call timeout. The equipment timeout, or I think on the far side with the chain.
Something happened over
there. The chain gain over there. And I put the binoculars on them, and I see all the people in the cheap seats to the west. Backing up there.
Oh, that's
pickups and RVs to sit there and watch the game over the fence.
That's my supervisor out there working on that.
Oh, okay.
Lee Gray. Yeah, that's this. I love this though. Seeing all the car parts on the canal.
Yep.
I love that. Yeah. That's one thing I like about this field.
Another running back you'll hear tonight, as I mentioned, Zephan Duarte just carried the ball. Brian Padilla, Griffin Garcia, the tight ends, Bentley Rotflesh, and Omar Gonzalez along the front line. Austin Trevino is the center. The guards are Brock Burnett and Smitty Hilfiger, and then Cole Brischke and Alexis Roldan are the tackles. And we'll get the Tiger defense for you in just a moment, as they've got the chains all fixed up over there. And a 3rd down and 8. Not a 3rd down and 7, really, if you get right down to it. Around the 23-yard line. And back to pass Pascali. He's going to throw long. He's got a receiver, but he's double covered. It'll fall incomplete. And the Vikings will need to punt. And they go 3 and out. Good start for the Tiger defense.
Yeah, if he turns his back, that's Devin. If Devin turns his back, I think he picks that. I thought I'd seen 2 of their running backs jump.
Ball kind of floated out there, too. And
going against the wind.
Said he was double covered back there. Good coverage by the defensive backs for the Tigers.
Beautiful job.
Deeper C. Seth Shaw will be back, and he'll backpedal inside his 45-yard line. As Biscali will go back to punt. Yes, he's been doing the punting chores for them. Had a 39-yarder earlier this year. That's his longest. It's a good snap back. And he gets up. He's going to go straight up. Boy, the wind. You talk about the wind killing it. It just dies, hits at the 35-yard line, rolls to the 41, and the Tigers have outstanding field position, 1st and 10 from the Viking 41-yard line.
Yeah, that went straight up. Even the lineman outran that one. Oh, look at this fullback there. 10-16. Remaining in this first quarter. No score. Tigers getting the ball for the first time. CJ Tiernan. No, that's going to be Gavin Flores, or Gavin Robles will be the quarterback to start this one out. They'll have Seth Shaw to his right side. They'll go trips left. And back to pass is Robles. Going to pass on the far side. Get completed for a good yardage. Back is going to get the first down. Getting inside the 30-yard line. And with the reception, it's Alejandro Perez. And the Tigers have a 1st and 10 now at the 29-yard line of the Vikings. Wow, that's a shocker there, huh?
Yeah, I didn't expect to see Gavin start it off, junior.
So we're expected to see some passing. Good arm on this.
Back to pass again. Throws on the near side. Going to get to Perez again. He'll be tackled immediately, but he'll be at the 25-yard line, a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see Gavin starting out tonight, but already 2 sharp passes, completions, and the Tigers are down to a 1st or 2nd down and 6 at the 25.
Jaden Castro and Bryce Buscaglia combined for the tackle for the Vikings.
Shaw stays in the lineup. He'll be to the right side of Robles. We have 3 wide receivers again to the left side. Man motion to the near side is Devin Meza. And penalty flags go down. We see out there on the far end, though, first time we have seen him in the lineup this year is Giovanni Robles, and that is the brother of Gavin at quarterback. And it's the first time he's had an injury, and the first time he has suited up, and he is at one of the wide receiver positions, along with Meza, Perez, and Zach Ray. No, Zach's on the sideline now, so we'll try to get to who is in his position now.
Got Nixon out there.
Yeah, I got Nixon wide right.
Ollie.
Devin. And Devin on the other side.
Devin went
along the front line. We'll get those for you in just a moment. Robles looks each direction, marking out signals, looking at the defense, brings in one of the receivers, Perez, in motion, goes back to pass. Going to run it after all. He didn't have anybody open, and he's going to be slammed down hard, but he'll be inside the 25-yard line to about 22, it looks like. Yeah, about the 22-yard line. So gain of 3. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Tigers. Just Gavin just didn't seem to have found anybody that quick to pass to. Jog in, stays out in the lineup to the right side of Robles. Gavin back to pass. That's up. Going to throw it. It's going to be high. Goes way over the intended receiver, Alejandro Perez, and tipped down. It's coming up as Biscaglia will knock that one down. It'll be a 4th down and 3 for the Tigers now from the Holtville 22, and the Tigers are going to try for a field goal.
Bryce Biscaglia had that read all the way. I think he could have picked that one.
He used his height advantage, too.
He swatted that way. He's probably a foot taller than Ollie.
Ball's going to be put down at the 29-yard line. This would be his longest field goal if he can make it for Ethan Gonzalez. This would be a 39-yard field goal attempt. CJ turning in on the hold. And the ball is down. The kick is up. It looks good. Sure, that looks good. 39-yarder, his longest of the year. And with 7:53 to go in this first quarter of play. It's the Tigers 3 and the Vikings nothing.
Bo and his team of employees at Sam's Auto Body are constantly striving on giving you 100% satisfaction on getting your vehicle repaired and fixed right. Sam's Auto Body is grateful for the support they hear from the job they're doing and being highly rated with CarWise.com. Yes, accidents are disturbing, and Sam's Auto Body is here for you to ease the pain and fix your vehicle as fast as possible. Stop by at 1880 West Euclid Avenue in El Centro.
I was able to get 1 first down out of it, but it's going to be a 4-play drive that will get 19 yards and capped by the 39-yard field goal by Ethan Gonzalez. And that is his 5th of the year, but his longest at 39 yards. And the Tigers take a quick 3-0 lead, and then he kicks out. Boy, he's going to beat that one all the way through the end zone. Yeah, all the way through the end. He almost got through the upright.
Almost made it to the upright.
That drive for the Tigers took, let's see, 2:23 off the clock, and have that 3-0 lead. So the Vikings go back on offense once again with the ball 1st and 10. 7:53 to go in the first quarter, and they'll be at their own 20-yard line. Get the Tigers defensively when we get a chance here on this drive. Scalia sets the team, goes under center, handed off up the middle over right to tackle, and getting the call on this. And haven't seen him carry the ball much this year, but it will go to Daniel Ledesma, and he's going to get a good gain of about 7 yards. It'll be a 2nd down and 3.
You got Max Alvarez bringing him down with the 2nd tackle of the night for the Tigers. See, up front we got Max Alvarez, Jose Apodaca, Aiden Shields, Joel Villacampos, and it should be Pablo Moreno also. There he is.
On the other side, right? So 2nd down now and 3 for the Vikings from their own 27-yard line. Then they'll go with a double wing, very tight one, and pitch over to the right side to Duarte once again, and Duarte gets tripped up. Not sure if he made it back to the line of scrimmage, and if so, he didn't get any further than that. It'll be no gain. So a 3rd down and 3 from the 27.
Good job by Villacampos. Him and Moreno were right on it, but Joel ended up tripping him up from behind.
Tigers with their 2nd shutout of the season last week with a 24-0 victory over Calexico down in the border city. And looking for a 3rd one tonight. First big test of the game here on a 3rd down and 3 from the Viking 27. Scalia sets under center, has a man in motion. We're going to hand it straight up the middle. Going to be hit and brought down a yard short of the 1st down, and the Tigers defense will hold as the handoff will go to Ledesma again.
Great stop by the Tigers. That was J.J. Jimenez along with Jose Apodaca.
You'll get 2, but a 4th down and 1 from the 29. And it looks like the Vikings are going to go for it.
Looks like they're going. Who just carried for them? He looked like a big boy when he was standing up.
Yeah, no, he does. He's got some size. So 4th down and 1 from the 29. Tigers defense can hold here, and the offense has outstanding field position. Now Holtville try to get the Tigers to jump offside.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Scally will go under center once again as a man in motion.
Ooh,
he goes out to the inside. It's going to get a first down. Does a 360, continuing his speed to the 40, to the 45-yard line, gets across the 50, and finally brought down at the Tiger 49-yard line. And on the carry, it's Hector Sanchez, and a big gainer for the Vikings.
Oh, that was a quick hitter.
22 yards on that one.
Yeah. Pablo Moreno ran him down. You see how quick he caught up? Good wheels on Pablo, but good misdirection on that. I love that.
Yep.
Oh, they've been over pursuing them. They took advantage of that.
Yep, exactly. Good idea for it. A good play calling on Jason Turner and his staff with the Vikings, and now have a 1st and 10 in Tiger territory at the Imperial 49-yard line. 4:54 to go in the first quarter. Tigers leading at 3-0. Directly in front of us now, and again under center of Biscaglia. As Duarte in motion, gets the pitcher on the right side.
Oh.
He hit at the line of scrimmage and drop back. No gain at all. Man, a lot of red jerseys there. It'll be a 2nd and 10.
I got to give him a mention. Who was that? Oh, Max Alvarez again. He hit him hard and drove him backwards.
So Duarte's got 3 touchdowns on the year, a couple of 100-yard games this year. Has now carried it 3 times for -1 yard. Tiger defense stepping up and keeping a good eye on him. Scalia runs to the sideline to get the play call and runs back out.
Glad it's not me.
He gets Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so you see a lot of pink. He's got really high pink socks for the quarterback for the Vikings. And a motion to the near side. Gets the fumble. Picked up by the Tigers. They're going to roll. It's Moreno to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tigers. For the 2nd week in a row, a fumble recovery for the touchdown for Imperial, and it's 9-0 Tigers.
Yeah, Ethan Reeves last week, and Pablo Moreno is bounced right up to him. There's no way you're going to catch him. There was a lineman chasing him, too.
Be a 44-yarder because the ball was pitched backwards and then took a perfect bounce. That's a double play bounce right there, wasn't it? And Moreno will go all the way for the touchdown. Gonzalez will be in for the extra point attempt. We just don't see very often a fumble recovery that goes for a touchdown, and to see it in back-to-back games.
That's the bad thing about the pitch, though.
Right.
You know, they're pitching, the guys in motion coming at you.
Tigers are going to have to call timeout. They may be missing a player on the field. So with 3:46 to go in the first quarter, it's the Tigers 9 and the Vikings 0.
El Zarape restaurant in Imperial is 100% authentic Mexican cuisine. Their extensive menu features traditional handmade Mexican dishes with nothing but fresh ingredients. El Zarape restaurant has taken it over the top with their creative ideas like stuffed special quesadillas with carne asada, shrimp, or pollo asada. And yes, there's something on the menu for everyone, like 17 different burritos. El Zarape restaurant, open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
The Imperial Tiger Football Association was started years ago to help the football team with much-needed equipment and sending the players to special training. Now, through their fundraising efforts from the past and now, the Imperial Tiger Association is proud of what they have accomplished and what they will continue to do in the future. They're always looking for new members. You can call Victor at 760-960-6317. That's 960-6317 if you're interested in helping out. Go Tigers!
The Vikings will jump offside, it appeared, before the snap. They'll go half the distance to the goal line.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That only calls an offside against the Vikings.
I guess maybe whatever chance to try to block it because he usually gets the ball up pretty quick, and it only costs you 1.5 yards.
Yeah.
Might as well, right? Take a shot.
Yeah. I would have played that one on the center for moving the ball. Everybody jumped.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it looks like they're trying to get the Tigers to jump. They don't.
Yeah.
Ball is down. The kick is up, and it is good. With 3:46 to go in the first quarter play, it's now the Tigers 10 and the Vikings 0.
Simply at Home, now at 607 West Main Street in El Centro. The largest vintage and antique selection in the Valley. Over 3,000 square feet of collectibles and antiques. With a wide selection of vendors, you never know what you're going to find at Simply at Home. Come check out the other great businesses inside Simply at Home's new location, such as Lolo's Essentials, Wicked Ink Tattoo, All Valley Estates, and Odds and Ends. That's Simply at Home, open Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5:30, and Saturdays, 10 to 3, at 607 West Main Street in El Centro.
44-yard fumble recovery return for the touchdown, the second in 2 weeks for the Tigers defense. This one by Moreno and,
Ethan Reeves.
And Ethan Wright. Last week was Ethan Reeves. And this week is Pablo Moreno. That, for him, also for Moreno, that's his third fumble recovery of the year, which tops the team. And then takes this one in for the fumble recovery for the touchdown. Ethan, his third kickoff already, and this again will go through the end zone. It hit the crossbar. That's how hard he kicked the ball. Wow. That's pretty cool. He just about got a field goal from the 40-yard line. So figure that. That's 70 yards in the air.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and it hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
And bounced away. So, yeah, that's impressive.
Big, Victor Lopez.
I got to talk to Victor a little bit tonight before the game. It's good seeing him. We only live a block away, but except for the football game. Central 7, Calexico nothing in the first quarter. We'll keep you updated on that game in Imperial Valley League play. Also, the Melissa Cardinals were doing well tonight. 8 minutes to go in the game. They had a big lead in their game back in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Roy Platt listening in back there.
Why are they playing on Thursday?
He was there at the game, showed me, took a picture of it. Kyla's listening in with the ball carried up the middle. Zach Ray will help bring it down along with Aiden Shields. But Ledesma, he is a big guy. He does carry for a couple of yards, make it, gain of a couple. It'll be a second down and 8.
Big hit by Zach Ray. What a great kid. I love that. Number 9. Did you say Kylo was listening?
Yeah, Kylo's listening in from Middleton, Idaho. 67 degrees, low of 49 forecast tonight. So be a little cold up there. Get Wiedemeyer to keep you warm.
I think we might be wearing pants if we were there.
Yeah, I think it would be a pants night, I think.
Oh, a lot of movement.
A lot of movement on
Holtville.
And right over the football with the Tigers, too, and the Vikings are pointing at Imperial, and it's going to be an offsides against Imperial.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. I think the Tiger defense jumped a little soon. So that 5-yard penalty now, make it a second down and 3 and bring it out to the 27-yard line. And handoff, it's not going to get anywhere this time. Well, Via Campos will bring down the ball carrier, Austin Marini.
I like that.
Yes, I do too.
I like it. I got Max Alvarez and Via Campos with 3 tackles each already for the Tigers.
Be a loss of 1. So now it's going to be a third down and 4 back at the 26.
I don't see any of the defensive backs with the tackle yet, so that's good. Exactly what you want.
I mentioned Wiedemeyer. It's one of Kyla's dogs. He says his ears perked up when you said his name. His name is Otis, but I dubbed him as Wiedemeyer, and that's all I ever called him. He's a good boy.
Well, thank you all for listening in. Enjoyed that.
And I'll second back through on the right side is Duarte. Duarte was skipped to the outside a little bit, but then Tigers are all over. We'll get him after only a loss, or actually a gain of a yard. So 4th down and 3 from the 27. Duarte now 4 carries, and he's back to 0 in net yardage. The Tigers really put a stop to them. And on that one, too, it looked like he was going to get to the outside and really go somewhere, and all of a sudden converged in a red jersey.
That was Seth Shaw that hit him hard.
So Biscali, who was trotting off the field to get the play calls pretty quickly early in the game, doesn't quite have the spring in his step as he did before. It's going to take a toll, though, running the sideline and back.
I've never
every
liked
play for a quarterback to do.
Never liked it.
Yeah.
I remember Brawley doing that back in our day.
And the Tigers jump offside, and we'll give them a first down.
Back.
Yep, he's seeing that. He's seeing that.
23 is the nose guard, Gonzalo Gerardo. I look different having number 23 and those.
Over for his mom, Mary, who's sitting down in front of us. His dad, Chalo.
Oh, Chalo, that's his son.
Yes, that's Chalo's son.
Never even put them together.
Chalito, they call him.
You know who's another Chalo?
And he's been out. He's been injured, so he's just coming back. First came back for a while.
Chalo that we grew up with is Mr. Bonillas, Jesse and Richie's dad.
Right.
Gonzalo, we knew him as Chalo growing up.
So 1st and 10 Vikings. Fake the handout back to pass Pascalia. Finds a receiver.
Well, no, he lost
looked like he had it for just a moment. The intended receiver who had it for a bit, it was
14.
Bentley Rothfleisch. And the pass was right there. Just couldn't quite hold on to it. It'll be a 2nd down and 10 from the 32.
Rothfleisch.
I don't know whether, and I know Steve Reeves' daughter married into the Rothfleisch family.
You're right.
And so,
she went
this might be
County Ag or something like that.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
There may be a relation to that. I'm not sure.
I thought they were from Brawley. Weren't they from Brawley?
Yeah. Scalia, quarterback. Going to hand it off second back through Duarte. Duarte gets a little bit of yardage. Will get it out across the 35-yard line. Will be brought down at the 37. Be a gain of 5, but a 3rd down and 5 coming up.
That was a good push by the Oakville front line. Looked like Andy Velasco brought him down for the Tigers.
So 3rd down and 5 from the 37 for the Vikings, who trail the Tigers 10-0. They might get one more play off. They might just wait to not have to face the wind. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to let the clock run out. So after 1 quarter play here in Imperial, it's the Tigers 10 and the Vikings 0.
Learning a new skill, continuing your education, or returning to school for the first time can be stressful. IVC has the resources to help you succeed by offering programs to eligible students who qualify for tuition assistance, book grants, and additional programs like IVC's Kitchen Pantry, housing program, career services support, and so much more. Let Imperial Valley College help you become a college graduate. Visit imperial.edu/admissions to register today. Imperial Valley College is recognized nationwide as a top 10 community college for college excellence.
Start the day off right with your favorite drink from Brick House Coffee, next door to Brick House Deli at the Lisa Tucker Center in Imperial. Brick House Coffee has so many drinks to choose from. Hot drinks, blended drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, Brick House Deli with big, bold, fresh flavors. The Valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at the Lisa Tucker Center on West Ayton Road in Imperial.
So we'll switch sides now. The Vikings will have the wind to their back going from the south to the north here at Shimamoto Simpson Stadium. Did you ever have any pie from Larry Shimamoto?
No, but Trish talked about that. I never got to try that. I hear it was the best.
He wouldn't tell us how he made, especially. We got a strawberry pie one time. Oh my goodness, was it ever good? Another inside reverse handoff and getting hit hard is Marini, but he does get across the 40-yard line, but short of the first down by a yard, and a 4th down and a yard coming up, and the ball right at the 41-yard line.
Oh, kids don't
he
like
got
that.
up in a hurry, didn't he?
People don't like when Seth hits like that. He is right below the knee.
Just totally upended him.
Yeah, flip him over.
Yep. So the Vikings will go for it on a 4th and 1, just outside their 40-yard line. Tigers defense will step up. Nobody will be back in case it's a fake punt or anything like that, because the punter is the quarterback, Pascalia. Under center. Fumble. And Pascalia's going to cover it, but the Tigers are going to take over possession. And the loss of 3 yards on the play, and the Tigers have the 1st and 10 way in Viking territory at the 38-yard line.
He was under center, so that's between him and the center.
Yep.
He was going against the grain. Everybody's coming this way, and he's going opposite.
I think he was trying to hand off, fake a handoff one way and go the other, but it hit the hip of the running back that went by him, and I think that's where the issue was. So whoever's on fumble butt for the Tigers, it gives them possession of the ball. 1st and 10 at the Viking 38-yard line.
Kevin Robles is back in there again.
So Robles in, Shaw to his right side. Going against the wind now, going toward the south, back to pass Robles. Throws out the far flat, going to complete the pass. And getting out, twisting his way out to about the 35-yard line is Alejandro Perez. And it will be good for just a couple of yards. But it's positive yards. That's always a good thing when you've got a junior quarterback in there. So
Fermin Velarde came up with the tackle.
That's the third completion to Ali in the game for a total of 18 yards. Robles is 3 of 4. Sent 3 wide receivers to the left side of the field now. And we see Richard Rump. No, it's going to be Shaw still in the backfield. Pass it high. Jumping up high to get it is Perez. And now they will get down inside the 35-yard line to about the 32. And that'll be good for 4 yards. But a 3rd down and 4 coming up for Imperial.
And Buscalia comes up with his second tackle of the night in the Vikings defense.
Just thinking of Richard, and I'm not sure if he's suited up tonight, is he?
No,
he had the
no,
injury
he's
last week?
He is above it.
Okay.
And we're going to have, we haven't ran the ball yet, but J.J. Jimenez is going to be his replacement.
So shot to the left side again with Robles on the left hash mark, going to the south, to your left, back to pass. And it completed. Finds a big target.
There you go.
And his little brother, Gio, is going to go all the way. Touchdown, but a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage. May see an illegal block on that. But wow, what a way to see. And he's a freshman, you say?
Freshman.
Wow.
6'5" freshman.
6'5", has some speed, turned the corner and was gone. But I think they're going to bring that back, possibly an illegal block by the Tigers or maybe a hold.
Yeah, number 3, Devin Mesa.
Shows good hands out there, though.
Yeah,
I like that. I like it.
We could get around that corner.
Yep. And just the height advantage. It's going to be that height. Throw it up in the air and, jump ball to catch it.
They said he jumps out of the gym. He's been hurt all season, though.
Right, this is his first time suiting up. So even though they're going to bring it back, I know he's going to be excited after that one. It's going to be a hold against the Tigers. So they'll take it from the point of the infraction and bring the Tigers back. So instead of a 3rd and 4, it'll be a 3rd down. And they'll bring the ball back to the 38-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd down and 10 for Imperial. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'd like to see him go deep by himself, one-on-one with his kid.
Yeah,
got about a foot on it.
Well, he's got Nixon on the other side with some height and speed as well.
True. Yeah.
Robles back to pass. That's that. Goes down the right side. They're going to complete it, bobbling it first, and then getting it is Ali Perez. They'll be at the 34-yard line. So a 4th down and 6 coming up for the Tigers.
Looks like everybody's staying in. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, it's too far to punt, really. I mean, you're not going to get anything out of it unless you can get inside the 5. You're not going to kick against the wind for a field goal. Yeah, might as well go for it. I think that's a good call. So the Tigers will go for it on a 3rd down and a short 6 with the ball at the Viking 34-yard line. 3 wide receivers who come to the near side of the field. Nixon will be the lone one to the far side. And Robles at quarterback, taking his time, goes back to pass. Sets up in the pocket, rolls out to his right, looks downfield now, throws it high up in the air for Nixon, makes the catch, and dives to the end zone. He's going to be close. I don't believe he got it. I think he's going to be just shy of the goal line. Fought by much more than a yard, but the Tigers will have a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
Good. I'm glad he pulled up. He got right to the line of scrimmage and he tossed it up.
For Nixon, his first catch of the night, goes 33 yards, and the Tigers are the 1st and goal for 1. For Nixon, that's his 10th catch of the night, puts him over 200 yards for the year in receiving.
Yeah, that Blythe. One good thing came out of Blythe is that they found that he could catch and run.
Oh, yeah. And again, use that height advantage, Robles does not have to have it perfect over toward him. Just get it up in the air.
Yep, he out-jumped him, too, from behind. He got that from behind him.
Man in motion is Mesa. And up the middle, Seth Shaw. Seth's going to be hit by the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be dropped for a loss back to about the 4-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 3. Be a 2nd and goal from the 4.
42, Jorge Moreno brought him down.
Only the second rush on the night. The first one that was a planned rush. Robles was going to pass and went ahead and ran instead. And that was the only other one we've had from Imperial. The rest have been all passes, of which Gavin, in his first start in varsity, 7 of 8, 59 yards. So he's doing a great job back there.
I was just going to mention, I think that was our first carry, but you're right, he ran over here on the...
Robles to be under center once again with Shaw behind him, man in motion to Meza. And our Shaw on the left side dives toward the end zone.
Got it.
And touchdown Tigers. So Shaw will carry it in from 4 yards, and that is his 5th touchdown of the year, and the Tigers are up 16-0.
Like we celebrate. Napodaka picked him up.
Seth hadn't seen the end zone in a few games. So I'm sure he's happy to get back in there, huh?
He's been stopped of late.
So we think Gonzalez will come in for the extra point. The ball down, kick is up. He goes almost out to the scoreboard, and with 6:48 to go in the first half of play, it's the Tigers 17 and the Vikings 0.
For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
Your favorite NFL team plays on Imperial Valley's AM 1230, KXOL Centro.
17-0.
He used 4 minutes and 22 seconds on that drive. 7 plays, 38 yards, and capped by the 4-yard touchdown run. His 5th of the year by Seth Shaw. And the Tigers lead at 17-0 after Ethan Gonzalez extra point, of which he is now 13 of 15 on the season. Now he's kicking into the wind. Let's see how he does with this. Sure didn't hamper his extra point, that's for sure.
No.
Be a high one, but it was going to stay in play and taking his 11-yard line, fumbling it. Has to go back to pick it up, and then it's going to be hit by Tigers everywhere around the 13-yard line. And brought down at that point was Chad Goodsell. The Vikings have their backs to the wall at their own 12, looks like.
Right about there. Darren Romo and Andrew Mitchell hit him hard.
So see, the Tigers defense has stepped up big so far on the Vikings offense. Let's see how they step up again this time. Scalia, last one to get into the huddle. He is the quarterback and punter for this Viking team in the Desert League. They're number 13 in Division 4, one division down from the Tigers. Trying to stop a 3-game losing streak. Inside handoff is going to go to the other side, and getting his first carry, or the second carry of the night for Hector Sanchez. It will be positive yardage out, getting across the 16. About the, I'd say about the 16-yard line. He's second down.
Yeah,
and 7.
He just got the wrong way, ran into Aiden. Up around it, brought down hard. Look at that nose guard. I like that, number 51. He's all pumped up. Pedro Serra Jr. I like that.
He's second down at about 7. They're going to mark the ball at the 13-yard line. Like a 14-yard line. Fake the handoff, go back to pass. Going to throw it incomplete. Bounces in and off the hands of the intended receiver, Brian Padilla. It'll be a 3rd down and 7 from 14.
Oh, great coverage by J.J. Jimenez there.
Yeah, I think even that was caught. I think it was out of fault.
That was way around his knee, but out in front of him. That would have been tough.
Stops the clock with 5:50 to go in this first half of play. It's been all Tigers 17-0 at this point on homecoming night in Imperial.
The coaches are all in that pink also.
Yeah, we've seen that with the Imperial. They were in different shirts at Valley Center. Remember, they had the
For the 911.
The cami ones, yeah. And then go with the pink shirts tonight.
I ran into not little anymore, Johnny Palma Jr.
Okay.
Oh, big hole.
Hand off, yeah, comes to the right side. They fake it one lane, go to the other side, getting a little bit of yardage this time for the Vikings. Is the ball carrier Duarte. Wow. But it will be well short of the first down as he gets out to about the 20-yard line.
What a great stop by Devin Mesa. He was finding the receiver who was blocking him, and he fought him off to stop the running back right in his tracks. Forward in about 20?
No. Give him a gain of 3, so it's going to be a fourth down and long, about a fourth down and 4 or 5. And so Scally will be punting, has the wind to his back. Seth Shaw will be at midfield, and the timeout is going to be on the field. 5:09 to go in the first half. Tigers 17 and the Vikings 0.
Have you been wanting new flooring but putting it off? Don't wait anymore. Derma Floor Covering has the flooring you want at blowout prices. Yes, I mean blowout prices. Hardwood plank, regularly priced $9.99 a square yard, now $3.99 a square yard, and over 1,100 square feet in stock. Select tile, regularly priced $5.99 to $6.49 a square foot, now on sale at $1.34 to $1.99 a square foot. Stop by Derma's Floor Covering today, 220 North J Street in Imperial. Your flooring wishes can come true at Derma's Floor Covering.
Wake up with Kxo Café, open daily at 7 a.m., serving your favorite breakfast, from omelets, pancakes, eggs Benedict, waffles, and yes, Mexican breakfast too. Kxo Café serves lunch till 2 p.m., from sandwiches, salads, and yes, of course, the all-American cheeseburger. Kxo Café thanks you for voting us the best breakfast in town. Once again, you can order online at Kxo Café El Centro or call 760-352-9655.
So the Scally backed up on. Shaw deep to receive. Good snap back. Ooh, gets off the line drive. It's going to take a big bounce, and Shaw will get at his own 40-yard line. Gets away from one tackler out to the 45 to the 50. Straight arms one to then pushed out of bounds at about the 47 of Holtville. So the Tigers once again will have good field position on this drive with a 17-point lead and a 1st and 10 at the Viking 47.
Just got two of the defenders. He's seen that big old 69 coming at him, and he turns it out right out to the sideline. Smart.
Got an updated score, 14-0 Central now over Calexico. We'll keep you aware of that game on here. And Pat Wendell listening in.
Hey,
77 degrees in Utah. It's not making the KXO connection, but I'm sure she has now. On the way down to 50 degrees. So, Pat, hope you're listening in and enjoying the ball game there from Utah. Man goes in motion. There's Mesa to the far side. Fake the handoff. Back to pass Tiernan, and Tierson's going to get it to Mesa, who's got some room to run. He's at the 30-yard line to the 25. Got to be wrestled out of bounds near the 20-yard line. So CJ comes in at quarterback, completes one to Mesa, gets big yardage on a first down for Imperial.
Trying to get a number on the guy that brought him down. 8 or 9. Number 9, Andre Estrada.
It's going to go for 26 yards on CJ's first pass of the night.
Yeah, they had Zach tied in on this side, right off the tackle, and I thought for sure they were coming this way.
First catch for Mesa in the evening. That's his 6th of the season. And the Tigers will have 3 wide receivers going way down deep to the left side. Mesa, Perez, and Nixon. And they'll go the other direction. Tiernan's going to keep it for a moment. Options it back to Shaw. Shaw is going to go right down the sideline. Going to be pushed out of bounds. Nope, I think he did get in the end zone, didn't he?
I don't know.
They haven't marked it yet. Did he run out of bounds? Or was there a flag back to the line of scrimmage?
I don't see a flag.
That was a play where CJ had the play action fake to the left side, then he was carrying it himself and pitched out when he got into trouble. Seth was there and then just zoomed along the far sideline. But I think the penalty is going to bring this back against the Tigers. We see another hold or block in the back. Let's see what the call is going to be. Nope, it is going to be a hold. So it will go against the Tigers.
At first I thought it was a broken play the way it was
working
out. So what happened here? That was weird. And then Seth gets a pitch, and he went right around the corner.
Zooming, yeah. That's going to bring it back to the 28-yard line. So the Tigers will have a first down. And about 16 from the 28. Make it 17.
Okay, we got Gio all by himself out here.
Jordan takes his time in the shotgun, goes back to pass. Looks out in the flat, has a receiver, going to complete it to Meza. Breaks one tackle, breaks another. He's at the 10-yard line, still breaking tackles inside the 5, and finally going to be brought down at the 2-yard line. Wow, what an outstanding effort by Devin Meza after the catch.
What was that,
26 yards.
3 tackles. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the 360 to boot.
And you got that pancake there at the end.
Nice.
For being Velarde finally brought him down. Short of the goal line.
Great effort. 2 catches for 52 yards, each of 26 yards on this drive by Devin Mason. Yeah, he did a great job of getting away from tacklers.
It looked like Rashad Robinson there.
Sure did. That was pretty impressive. The Tigers are the first and goal. Tiernan's still a quarterback, and he will be under center. Actually, he's going to put it about the 4-yard line. He had it at the 2, put it at the 4, looks like. And off to Shaw over the left side. Shaw looks over to the end zone. He's just going to waltz in on that one. Easy touchdown for Seth Shaw. And the Tigers are now up 23-0. Wow.
Great showing for the Tigers on both sides of the ball. Started last week, and they're still going. Still got the ball rolling. Dominic looks pretty good over here. He didn't get to play last week. Dominic Suarez on the sideline just stealing.
He had not suited up tonight. But do we know what kind of injury he has? I know we had some injuries last week. There's no doubt about it.
He did tell me. Strained something. He was. He was on crutches last week in Calexico. But he said he'll be back next week.
Gonzalez with the extra point, and with 2:57 to go in the first half. It's the Tigers 24 and the Vikings 0.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been providing private security locally for more than 20 years and have owned Southwest Security for more than 6.5 years. I'm proud to announce that we have over 250 employees working here in Imperial and Coachella Valley. Last year, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. PO box service to you. Also located at Southwest Security at the corner of 4th and Highland in El Centro. If you're in the need for security services, please call us at Southwest Security at 760-970-4500. That's 970-4500.
On the scoring drive for the Tigers, 3 plays, 47 yards, using up just 2 minutes off the clock, and a 4-yard touchdown run. Second 4-yard touchdown run of the night for Seth Shaw on his 6th of the season. And with the extra point, Tigers leading at 24-0.
Yeah, Seth needed that. He's been handled the last couple of games.
Yeah, he did. And boy, really credit the blocking on that play, too, on this last touchdown. Wow, the Tigers just rip into the receiver, brings the ball back out across the 25-yard line to about the 27, and then is brought down right there. And it's going to be Rothfleisch. Well, he got brought down really hard on that one.
Ethan. It was Ethan, that's why. Ethan Reeves. And Ethan went over the top, it looked like.
So first and 10 Vikings, it'll be at their own 28-yard line to start off this drive, and they have just 2 minutes and 53 seconds to go before the half. Trailing the Tigers.
So now we got Aiden Shields, Josef Odaka, Max Alvarez on the front line.
And comes in motion, but back to pass is Biscaglia. Throws over the middle. Nice crisp pass. Going to complete it. Gets away from one Tiger, and a second one's going to be holding on as Barone. They're finally going to bring it down in Tiger territory at the 39-yard line. But what a nice reception and throw going to Brian Padilla. That's the first completion of the night for the Vikings, and it goes for a big gainer.
Is that coming back? We got a hold.
And we have a hold. Yeah, it's going to be a hold against the Vikings.
That was Barone that brought him down. Take that one off.
What a nice pass, though, by Biscaglia. Threw it right on the money, and then Padilla was a tough one to bring down.
It took 3 guys to bring it down.
It did. But the penalty's going to bring it back. Let's keep it at first down, but depending on where it was marked off 10 yards from the point of the infraction. Yeah. Maybe that's what Padilla got so open.
Yeah.
It might have been because of a hold somewhere. So they'll march it off. And there, Lee Elder says he's back home. and after walking the dog, and we welcome him to Talmadge, Ohio, where it's 62 degrees and $3.95 a gallon for gas. What? Yeah. How does that happen? We're paying almost $6 a gallon here in California. He also mentioned, too, when Ethan hit the crossbar, he says, he always thought that a kickoff through the upright should earn the kicking team a point. I agree. Okay. So at least I'd get something if you get it off the crossbar. So thanks, Lee, for listening in tonight from Ohio.
Yes.
Enjoy that nice cool weather back there. Back to pass again. Biscali is going to throw it over the middle again, trying the same kind of a play. This time to Ross Fleisch, and they're going to throw a penalty flag. They're going to call pass interference against the Tigers, but I'm not really sure how.
There was no chance at that.
Yeah, the ball was thrown way over his head, so there's no way of making the catch, but the flag is going to go against the Tigers.
There's no way.
And if it's going to be... Yep.
Still not a first, or is it automatic first down, or is it 15 yards? So it's still not first down. Okay. So he had no chance of catching.
Yeah, it was.
And he was.
But it was a bang play. So So they'll march it back from where the ball was at around the 13, and it'll bring it out to about the 27.
Yeah, the receiver turned too soon, and he was running backwards already. He had no chance of jumping. And so when Devin went up to block or pat it down, he ran into him. But there was no way he was going to catch that.
So 1st and 10. Call that after penalties on both teams. It goes back to a 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Scalvio will hand it off to Doherty over the right side. We'll get a little bit of yardage and then gets tagged up and brought down at the 35-yard line. Would be a good gain of 7, 2nd down and 3.
2 Rams coming together.
Yeah, it was like
that's all they did. Boo! And then they kept driving each other. Then Seth Shaw finally got some help to bring him down.
We're Doherty now 15 yards, but is on 7 carries in the ball game. Their leading ball carrier this year. Back to pass Piscalia. Rears back, throws it deep, way over the head of the intended receiver, and the ball going a little bit out of bounds as well. Intended receiver was Austin Marini. So it'll be a 3rd down and 3 at the 35.
There goes that kid again from last week over here. Can't keep his mouth shut.
You can't have that.
No, you can't. You can't. There's guys. The coaches are all over here where nobody's at. Not the coaching. It's attention. It's all for attention. Can't stand it. Oh, I hate that.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to John and that kind of stuff. You just don't need that kind of stuff.
And it almost hurt us last week in Calexico. Yeah. It was 0-0 when that happened.
Back to pass again, Biscaglia. Rears back and fires, has a receiver open at Padilla, but it will fall incomplete. Little out in front of him at the 40-yard line of the Tigers.
Yeah.
So a 4th down and 3 from their own 35.
Yeah, Padilla and Angel Barone ran into each other, slowed him down just enough. But, I got to give him a shout-out. Joel, he accomplished. He making him hurry back there. He's getting such a good push from his outside linebacker position. So, I have 3 tackles first half.
So the Vikings are going to go for it on a 4th down and a short 3 from the 35. Inside handoff the other way. Man hit hard and brought down, and he will be short. It's going to go to Austin Marini. He will not get the first down, and the Tigers will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Viking 36-yard line with 1:39 to go in the first half.
Mac Ray and Aiden Shields hit him hard.
Gained just a yard on that one. Yeah, he got hit hard on that.
He got
stood straight up.
Stood him up and then spun him around.
So 1:39 in the first half. Tigers have the ball and the lead, 24-0. In their final non-league game of the season. Season's down to 3 regular season.
Can you believe that? Yeah, I can't believe how quick it's going.
We'll be here at home again next week as the Brawley Wildcats will come in to visit. Tough test for the Tigers.
Yeah. The older we get, the faster it goes.
Isn't that the truth? But, I'll say something here in a second. It's back to passes 10. Going to follow far side to Perez, who jumps up and gets the catch at the 21-yard line. Brought down immediately but it will be a first down of 16 yards for the Tigers. 1st and 10 now at the 21.
Andre Estrada brought him down. He almost recovered because I think he went the wrong way, but he almost closed that up.
That's the 6th catch of the game for Ollie. Back to pass, tip down. Oh, an intercept. Was intercepted. I thought it was.
Where's the ball?
73 has it. I thought it had got tipped in the air and 73 got it, but apparently must have hit the ground or something.
I didn't see it. I thought he
it
still
looked
had it.
like an interception, but it wasn't.
Looked like he jumped to the right and he caught it and went down with it.
That's only the 2nd incompleted pass the Tigers have thrown tonight.
That's a big boy, though. You feel that little 3-point something?
9 of 11 in the game. The Tigers over 100 yards passing in the first half. Stop the clock with 1:10 to go in this first half. Tigers leading at 24-0. Shaw moves to the right side of Tiernan and goes back to pass. That's up. Looks over the middle. Passes it. Going to get it to Meza, who catches it down on the ground at about the 2-yard line. And the Tigers have a first. And
no, we got a penalty.
No, I think there was. Yes, there was.
Seth took out the guy's legs when he was engaged with somebody else.
I hate seeing that because it's way behind the play. The play's happening way in front of you. But we'll go against the Tigers and bring that back. It was a nice pass by Tiernan.
It was.
Nice pass and catch.
And who caught that? It was
Meza. Diving down to get it, yeah. So that penalty was going to bring it back all the way to the 43-yard line. Worse in the country mile.
That same play again.
32 yards. 1st and 32.
Where's Robles at? Put Robles out there, one-on-one. Then put everybody else on the other side of the field. Let him go one-on-one.
Robles will come to the near side along with Meza and Perez. Nixon to the far side. Kiernan in the shotgun with Seth Shaw moving over to the right side with him. And back to pass. Low snap, but Kiernan gets it up. Going to pass it out deep for Robles. It'll be a little over his head. Falling incomplete with 53 seconds to go in the half.
Who was that, Devin? See, they had 2 receivers in the same area. That was Ollie. And sent everybody else to the other side across the field and let him go one-on-one with this guy. He's got at least a foot on it.
So get those red fingers down. Get ready. We'll have to call your number.
Zach Ray and Ollie Perez to the left, now joined by Devin Meza. Got Nixon by himself on the far side.
And timeout going to be called with 53 seconds to go in the first half. It's the Tigers 24, the Vikings 0.
Bo and his team of employees at Gas Auto Body are constantly striving on giving you 100% satisfaction on getting your vehicle repaired and fixed right. Dan's Auto Body is grateful for the support they hear from the job they're doing and being highly rated with CarWise.com. Yes, accidents are disturbing, and Dan's Auto Body is here for you to ease the pain and fix your vehicle as fast as possible. Stop by at 1880 West Euclid Avenue in El Centro.
Your favorite NFL team plays on Imperial Valley's AM 1230. KXO El Centro.
Charlie Nichols checking in at the bowling alleys, or usually our Thursday night bowling league. I had to miss it tonight. Peggy had to bowl twice as good to make up for me. And he's asking to score 24-0. And I know the reason why he is because his teammate, and Charlie's a graduate of Imperial High School, one of his teammates is Richie Samaha.
Oh, okay.
And Richie was already saying, "Go Vikings" earlier on one of the posts we made on Facebook. So I'm sure Charlie wants to say something about that. So
funny.
Sorry, Richie, but Charlie, I'm sure you're happy with the 24-0 lead.
Thinking of people from the past this morning headed to work, and Richie came to mind.
Yeah,
I seen Charlie at the race, too, on Saturday.
I enjoy bowling with him on Thursday nights. Second down and 32 make a third down and 32 from the 43. Kiernan back to pass. Goes over the middle. Has Meza, completes it. Going to be dropped down immediately.
Hope he gets up.
At about the 22, make a 23-yard line. That'll be a good gain of 20 on the play.
Hey, hit by Buscalia. I don't know if David knew that he was there, but he got hit from the right side. Yeah, he came off.
It's going to be a 40-yarder. He had a 39-yarder earlier for Ethan Gonzalez, so he's going to try to add to that here. The ball is down. The kick is up. It's enough leg. Is it straight enough? And it is no good. A little bit right. It looked like it was shorter with a little bit right.
It came up. It was on this side of the
side. Okay, so it's just.
Roughing the kicker.
Oh, that changes everything. That changes everything.
Make sure he's not hurt. No, he's still out there. I missed it. I was watching the ball. 10 yards to do it again?
Yep, I would. You just barely missed it. I think he can get it.
You had to decline to do it from there again.
The penalty is going to go against the Vikings. And they're going to mark it from the 22.
5 yards? Yeah, 5 yards.
5-yarder will put it in at the 19, so 4th and 19.
7 yards to go.
So this will put the ball down at the 27-yard line, so a 37-yard attempt. And a 39-yarder earlier. Ball is down. Kick is up. Oh, he's got a lot of leg on that one. This time, George went right through the upright with 11 seconds to go.
Should have declined and kicked it.
He would have made it for 40. I think he would have won that 37-yard field goal. Will put the Tigers up 27-0 with 11 seconds to go in this first half of play.
El Zarape restaurant in Imperial is 100% authentic Mexican cuisine. Their extensive menu features traditional handmade Mexican dishes with nothing but fresh ingredients. El Zarape restaurant has taken it over the top with their creative ideas like stuffed special quesadillas with carne asada, shrimp, or pollo asada. And yes, there's something on the menu for everyone, like 17 different burritos. El Zarape restaurant, open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
On that drive for the Tigers, 3 plays, 37 yards, and they just needed a minute and 28 seconds to get the 37-yard field goal for Ethan Gonzalez, his second of the night, and that is his 6th field goal of the season.
That's awesome. That's Imperial kicking field goals. Never happens.
Well, he'll be kicking off, and it'll be got at the 30-yard line, brought out of bounds at the 35, stopping the clock with 7.4 seconds remaining in this half. And the Vikings with the ball 1st and 10 at that point. Perhaps their final drive of the half. Put it right at the 35-yard line.
Angel Mesa came up with the tackle on the kickoff for the Tigers.
Tigers showing some offense here in the first half with 27 points, but then a great defense with a 0 up there for Holda.
I forgot the other number. But yeah, Joel Joed and Robles came in, kicked that one.
Did the kickoff that time,
yeah. Everybody's still the same up front. You got Ethan Reeves, along with Zach and JJ. 3 linebackers.
So the Scally quarterback, hand off over right side and brought down pretty much immediately as Duarte. He'll get a couple of yards on the play, and I think that'll be the end of this first half as the clock will wind down. A greater first half for this Imperial Tiger team. Will go into the locker room with a halftime score, Imperial 27, Holtville 0, and we'll be back to recap the scoring and the stats for you in just a moment.
The Imperial Tiger Football Association was started years ago to help the football team with much-needed equipment and sending the players to special training. Now, through their fundraising efforts from the past and now, the Imperial Tiger Association is proud of what they have accomplished and what they continue to do in the future. They're always looking for new members. You can call Victor at 760-960-6317. That's 960-6317 if you're interested in helping out. Go Tigers!
Simply at Home, now at 607 West Main Street in El Centro. The largest vintage and antique selection in the Valley. Over 3,000 square feet of collectibles and antiques. With a wide selection of vendors, you never know what you're going to find at Simply at Home. Come check out the other great businesses inside Simply at Home's new location, such as Lolo's Essentials, Wicked Ink Tattoo, All Valley Estates, and Odds and Ends. That's Simply at Home, open Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5:30, and Saturdays, 10 to 3, at 607 West Main Street in El Centro.
Homecoming night here in Imperial with the Tigers leading at 27-0 at halftime. We have head coach David Schaaf with us. Your comments and thoughts about the first half?
Great first half. I'll let Coach Young talk about the offense and I'll talk about the defense. But we've done a good job. That first drive, they got a first down, and I was like, okay, like we gotta tighten up a little bit. But I guess something that we got to talk about at halftime is they have gotten a little behind us on the pass. They only completed one, but still they're getting behind us, so we got to look at those. So we have to strive to keep getting better, right? Every half. So,
but you've looked good. You had another fumble recovery for a touchdown on defense. You always got to love that as a head coach.
No, absolutely. It was just a great way to go up 10-0. Our kicker's doing great, Ethan. So there's a lot of positives, other than just being up 27-0, but there's a ton of positives right now.
Good, yeah. And Ethan, I think that's the longest field goal he may have at 40 yards. I'm not sure if he had more than 40 last year, did he?
I don't think so.
I think that was his longest one, and that looked good. George was trying to get when there was a penalty for you to decline it, so he could try that 40-yarder again over here because he came so close the first time, but he ended up getting the field goal anyway. Yeah. And so 2 tonight. So it's good at that. So yeah, it's great first half for the Tigers. You always want to be leading at halftime on homecoming, and good mission accomplished there. And good luck in the second half.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mickey. Thank you.
We'll get Brandon Young on here, and we'll get him set up. This first time we've spoke to Brandon on the air, as he is the offensive coordinator this year. And Brandon, great job for the offense. Looking good out there.
Yeah. We've been building all year long, and it's finally starting to see all the options, and we're taking advantage of what the team is giving us.
And that's what I was going to mention is the options, because you're using different options in different formations. Yeah. And then tonight, starting off with Gavin Robles at quarterback. He had a great job passing.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we had our other quarterback was sick during the week, and so we wanted to be fair to Gavin, and he's been working hard all year long, and so we wanted to give him a chance to go out and show what he could do.
He looked sharp. He looked sharp, and then he had a pass to his little brother that was called back on a penalty. But wow, what a weapon he's going to be.
Exactly. Yeah, that hurt. All night long we've been trying to get that connection going, and we hit it, and we got a penalty, but we'll keep working on it. He's going to be a great weapon for us. We're excited about it. Sure.
It's nice when you have him on one side and you have Jared on the other side. You have some height and some speed. That really makes you feel good.
Come together. That's the dynamic we're trying to get. We're trying to have all the run game going, and then we're trying to tell our quarterback, got 2 targets outside. Who are they covering? Take the easiest throw.
And then with Devin and Ollie on the inside, Ollie's had a great first half.
Yeah, you guys should be coaching with us because you understand exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to get our big guys outside, trying to get our speed inside, and just trying to work the dynamic and take what they give us. So
great. Well, what you're doing, keep it up. Great first half. I want to see even more things in the second half.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming up here with us. It's Brandon Young. He's the offensive coordinator for the Tigers, and we have an offensive coordinator from the past. So we're going to get hooked up here in a minute, and we'll be back to talk to him as our halftime show continues in a moment. Halftime score: the Imperial Tigers 27, Holtville Vikings 0.
Learning a new skill, continuing your education, or returning to school for the first time can be stressful. IVC has the resources to help you succeed by offering programs to eligible students who qualify for tuition assistance, book grants, and additional programs like IVC's Kitchen Pantry, Housing Program, Career Services Support, and so much more. Let Imperial Valley College help you become a college graduate. Visit imperial.edu/admissions to register today. Imperial Valley College is recognized nationwide as a top 10 community college for college excellence.
Start that day off right with your favorite drink from Brick House Coffee, next door to Brick House Deli at the Lisa Tucker Center in Imperial. Brick House Coffee has so many drinks to choose from. Hot drinks, blended drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, Brick House Deli with big, full, fresh flavor. The Valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at the Lisa Tucker Center on West Ayton Road in Imperial.
Halftime score 27-0. The Tigers leading the Vikings, and this is how the scoring has gone. Imperial opened up the scoring with the 39-yard field goal by Ethan Gonzalez with 7:53 to go in the first quarter, and Imperial led it 3-0. They would add to it on Pablo Moreno's 44-yard fumble return for a touchdown.
All the way.
Pretty.
That was pretty.
Two weeks in a row that the defense has
come big,
scored on a fumble recovery, and with the extra point by Gonzalez, with 3:46 to go in the first quarter, Imperial then led 10-0. They would increase it to 17-0 at the 6:48 mark of the second quarter on a 4-yard touchdown run by Seth Shaw. Is fifth at that point of the season rushing. That was a 7-play, 38-yard drive using 4 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock. With the PAT, Tigers up 17-0. Then Seth would add his 6th touchdown of the year, a 4-yard touchdown run there on a 3-play, 47-yard drive using up just 2 minutes And with 2:57 to go in the half, the Tigers led 24-0. Defense came up big, another stop, and then a 3-play, 37-yard drive. And with 11 seconds to go in the first half, Ethan Gonzalez a 37-yard field goal, and the Tigers lead 27-0 at the half. Individually, as we mentioned, talking to Brandon Young, Gavin Robles started at quarterback. He was just sensational, completed 6 of 7 passes for 59 yards, 5 of those to Ali Perez for 26 yards, and then a 33-yarder to Jared Nixon. So 59 yards passing there. Then C.J. Tiernan came in, 86 yards on 4 of 6. And in that, Ali got one more catch of 16 yards, and then 3 catches combined by Devin Meza for 26, 24, and 20. So a total of 70 there. And the Tigers 145 yards of passing in the first half. Didn't run much, didn't need to really in the ball game. And Seth Shaw would get the 2 touchdown runs of 8 yards combined, but has 3 carries for 5 yards net. He had a -3 on one, and then Gavin Robles had a 3-yard gain. The Tigers only have 8 yards rushing, but then add 145 yards passing in the first half, and the Tigers are getting there. I like that. Defensively, now there was one completed pass to the Vikings, but I believe that was called back on a hold. So they brought that one back. So they're 0 of 4 in the first half passing. And then in the rushing department, they're led by Zephan Duarte, 7 carries, 15 yards. Hector Sanchez, 2 carries for 25, had the big 22-yarder early in the ball game. Ledesma, 3 carries for 11 yards. Austin Marini, 4 carries for 8 yards. And then Biscaglia had 1 loss of -3. So when you look, let's see, 26, 51, 59 yards, -3, 56 yards of offense is all that Holtville has here at the half. We scored 27-0. Yes, so defensive stats, and then we have one more interview.
Yeah, we had
the name we have in the past to talk to.
Almost the same thing last week. I think we gave up 48 the
Yeah,
first
something
half.
like that in the first half. Yeah. But the defense is playing lights out the last 2 games.
Yeah, I wish we had that. This team on live. It was a whole different team.
Yeah, you're right.
I wish we could go get that one back. Well, I got Root, big game from Mac Dauber. It's probably his best game of the whole year. I got him with 4 tackles. Then I have Aiden Shields also with 4. And then Seth Shaw and Joel Villacampos, each with 3. Zach Ray with 2. And then one from Jose Apodaca, Ethan Reeves, Andy Velasco, Angel Mesa, and Pablo Moreno. And Darian Romo came in on for the Tigers at linebacker. And, Andrew Mitchell. That was the one. We don't get to call his name, so I want to make sure
There you
I
go,
got
make
that one.
sure.
Andrew Mitchell.
Exactly. Halftime score, Imperial 27, Holtville 0. It's homecoming night. And do you have the names of the candidates for homecoming? Go ahead and give those to them as they're making their way around the field
So
now.
the first one is Fatima Gutierrez, Shani Gomez, Scarlett Pina, and Angelique Graham.
Okay, so that's the contestants, as it were, for homecoming queen. I see Cheney down there. Watch her grow up. Her dad, Ross Gomez, is down there, and she's just a delightful young lady. Her mom, Kristen, is Kristen Shipman. Her Cheney's grandmother has been listening to us for years on the radio. Debbie Shipman and Jim. Well, that's their granddaughter, Cheney, so she is one of the contestants.
That's her dad there.
That's her dad.
He spoke at church that one
Right,
Sunday.
right, exactly. Spoke at church the one time. Cowboy through and through.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, he's out there. So I kind of have to pull for her because I know her a little bit. So we'll have to kind of pull for her. We do have one more person to talk to, and we've talked to him many, many times in the past, but it's been a year since we have, and we're going to see an update how he's been going as our halftime show continues in just a moment.
For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
Have you been wanting new flooring but putting it off? Don't wait anymore. Derma's floor covering has the flooring you want at blowout prices. Yes, I mean blowout prices. Hardwood plank, regularly priced $9.99 a square yard, now $3.99 a square yard, and over 1,100 square feet in stock. Select tile, regularly priced $5.99 to $6.49 a square foot, now on sale at $1.34 to $1.99 a square foot. Stop by Derma's Floor Covering today, 220 North J Street in Imperial. Your flooring wishes can come true at Derma's Floor Covering.
Your favorite NFL team plays on Imperial Valley's AM 1230, KXO Centro.
Halftime score here in Imperial, the Tigers 27, the Holtville Vikings 0. And joining us, great to see you again tonight. So we've got so much time in the past to talk about football, and that's Brady Hoff, former offensive coordinator for the Tigers. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm up at Cactus Shadows down in the north part of Phoenix and Cave Creek, and we have a bye this week. We got Skyline out of Mesa next week, and came home and wanted to catch this game here when I had an off week, so it'd be the only chance I had. So I'm excited to see. It's been a great first half for the Tigers.
It's nice coming back up here and seeing you in the booth again.
Yeah.
So many times we'd stop you on the way down after halftime, and we'd stop you on the way down toward the end of the game and see what you thought about it. And tell us about some of the memories. We always talk about homecoming memories, but what kind of memories can you think of just off the top of your head here in Imperial?
I think the one at this field that always comes to mind is when we had El Cap, and it was towards the end of the game. I think we were up by 3 or so, and we ran the option, and Chris pitched it out to Carlos being wavy. He took it in for the touchdown. Just we came back from 2 scores down. That's always a big one. Of course, Royce breaking the rushing record here against Calexico. That was always a big one. And then the other ones were up at Brawley, unfortunately beating them the 3 times and then getting the first IVL up there. But that was always a good memory too. But yeah, I really love that El Cap game. I still watch some of them old ones from time to time.
You know, and when you think back on that game against El Capitan, I think that they going into it, I think that they were favored. Even though we were playing at home in that, they've been playing pretty good ball. And for us to come, like you said, from 2 touchdowns back to beat them late in the game, I think the game was in the 40s, 49 to 42, so it was a high-scoring game too. Yeah. And for us to be able to do that, I thought it was a big feather in our cap to be able to beat them.
Yeah, well, it was a big win for us. And the next year, they brought up everybody back just about they lost in the state final game. They unfortunately the kid Isaiah Kafuchi ran a sweep and he fumbled it on the 5 with like 10 seconds, and the other team ran it back for a touchdown. They lost the state title game. But yeah, they were a good team, and if they weren't favored, then they were pretty close to being favored. That was a heck of a battle, and both offenses were just firing. That kid Brad Cagle, he was so good at just knowing when the pressure was going to come and just getting out of it. And of course, we had Chris and Royce and all them big hogs up front, and we weren't going to roll over. So that was a really fun year.
It was a fun year. It was a fun game to watch for sure on that. And yeah, you're right. You think of Royce and all he did here at Imperial High School, and we talked about last week when Imperial was when we were down at Calexico playing against the Bulldogs, and that was one of the big highlights in the rivalry between the Tigers and the Bulldogs, was Royce setting the record here in Imperial, about a 9-yard run right over on the right side of where we're at. And to watch him do that after seeing him through his whole career do amazing stuff was really a treat for us to watch.
And he kind of figured it'd be some kind of superhuman run, but it was just, he duped the guy out, cut back, scored a touchdown. I mean, that's pretty much Royce. Just about every other carry, I'd say. So,
if I remember right, it was a 9-yard carry, and it was less than what his average is.
Yeah,
it wasn't a superhuman play.
That's a record, and lost your yards per carry average goes down.
Exactly. But what a treat it was to watch him playing here in Imperial, and then watching him in Oregon and all that he did up there. And it just, I remember coming back after we played up at Yucca Valley, and we're on our way back, and he scored, I think, 5 touchdowns in. I want to think he had an interception return for a touchdown. And I told Jonathan, we're driving back, and we were talking, and I said, we're going to be able to see him play for 3 more years. This is incredible, because he was just a sophomore at the time. Yeah. And he started out the season with a 50-yard run against Coachella. He only carried the ball twice in the game. Yeah, the second was a 50-yarder touchdown.
And then he hurt his ankle. And then he got his ankle banged up, and they sat out for the Valley Center game too. And we missed him that game. He just, then you knew he was going to be good, but you just didn't know exactly how good at that time. But credit to him. He worked his butt off, did everything he needed to do, handled his recruiting the right way. He wasn't one of these guys on ESPN with the 3 claps trying to be a clown. You know, he gave his commitment to the coach at Oregon and was done with it. So, but I wish I could get more. If I had to do it all over again, I would enjoy the time I had with that group more.
I agree. And same with us watching and calling it. You know, you just enjoyed it so much, and then you hated seeing it come to an end.
Yeah, and then we had we had some good teams after that with Aaron Benias and Brandon Wessel and Jordan there for a year, and those it was great in their own, and all those kids were great in their own way, but it wasn't the same as in 2013. It wasn't the same as that group, and I mean, all-time teams like that don't come around all the time. Otherwise, they wouldn't be all-time teams. So,
and we were talking about that last week at halftime with the Bulldog game down there in Calexico. Is that we had a primarily rushing team with Royce and them, but when it left, then you went with the pass. And there was one game against the Bulldogs. I think that was it Aaron that went 19 of 19.
Yep, Aaron was 19.
Yeah, with like 6 touchdowns or something, and it's just incredible.
We padded a few of those with those speed sweeps.
But that's okay.
But just, how many times you watch a high school game and like the guy's open for a 5-yard, his quarterback throws, the kid looks upfield and drops it. For that to not happen, and I think we probably ran about 4 or 5 speed sweeps, so call it 14 or 15 real attempts. I mean, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's another CIF record. I'm pretty glad he's got that one. That would be tough to.
That's going to be a tough one to have a break.
There's one other guy. I think he played for either Fallbrook or Ramona, but he was 14 for 14, and Aaron's the only other one. So yeah. And Aaron also, he was able to drop kick too. So that was always
right.
Fun.
That's right. I forgot about that. He drop kicks.
He'll drop. Haven't done that one yet. So.
I haven't seen that in a while, but yeah, that was fun to see as well. So. Yeah, it was a fun time that we had, and we appreciate you coming down and talking with us on that. And by the way, you spoke about Valley Center, and we couldn't beat them. We finally did.
I know, I saw that too. Yeah, and the funny thing too is, in June I had 2 interviews. I had Cactus Shadows, the other one was Valley Center, and I interviewed in Cactus Shadows first, and like a week later I interviewed in Valley Center, but Valley Center didn't offer me the job, so that would have been extra bittersweet. Finally, they beat them, but I was on them. But
you were still with losing teams. That wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, well, fortunately, things worked out the way they did, and I really like being up there. It's a beautiful area. I've had coyotes outside my front door and roadrunners every day, and as long as I ain't getting Acme packages, then I think we'll be all right over there. When I start the Acme anvil show up, then it might be time to move. So.
Then it's time to draw things for a close, for sure. Well, Brady, it's great to have you up here and talking old times.
Yeah.
And we had such a great time, a good run for so many years here in Imperial.
Yeah, I had to swing up and say hi one more time here because I think that we'll be. Hopefully, we make the playoffs here. But we got, I think we played 4 of the top 10 teams in Division 5 in Arizona.
Oh, wow.
We already played Desert Edge. We already played Horizon. They're the defending 5A champs. And we got Notre Dame Prep out of Scottsdale, who's undefeated, and they're playing like Chandler and the big boys too. And then we have Red Mountain, and Kurt Warner used to coach there a few years back. I don't know if he's still there or not, but they're good.
Okay.
So
again, remind me what team that you're coaching now?
Cactus Shadows.
Shadows.
Way up in Cave Creek. You can't go much further north because when we run into the mountains. But we have a beautiful, like, one end of the stadium is open, one end has a field house. We have the mountains, and the sun sets over the mountains, or sun comes up over the mountains. And we practice at 5 a.m. We get the best view in Arizona every morning. So.
Oh, bad. How nice. Well, thanks a lot again for stopping by, and we'll keep an eye on how you do. Hopefully, get in the playoffs and go and make a good run at it.
Yeah, it's always good. Hopefully, we get a good run. Hopefully, we can knock off either Red Mountain or Notre Dame. Scottsdale, but they're going to be tough games. It'll be like when we went up and played St. Augustine in 2013.
Oh, yeah. I remember it well.
Yeah,
I remember it well.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. Good catching up. Have a good one.
It's good seeing you, Brady Hoff, the former offensive coordinator for the Tigers, that we enjoyed having come down and speak with us at halftime and after the games. Always, and then before the games, I don't know whether you knew, George, but we would be texting or sending notes back and forth the whole week before it, and he would keep us updated on what players are doing, what they plan to be doing, so we kind of could be prepared for that. And it was great to have him do that. It made us more prepared than we could ever be on the radio to do the ball games, and so it's just great to see him.
And he's got a memory like you do.
Oh, he does. Yeah,
you guys remember.
He remembered the drop kick. I don't remember the drop kick, but I didn't until he said it. Oh, that's right. They did a drop kick too, which we haven't seen in a long, long time. So it was good to see Brady, and wish him well over in Arizona. Tigers back out on the field for the second half. The Vikings are in the north end zone. Haven't come back out onto the playing field yet, but we're just moments away from the second half kickoff. The score at halftime, it's Imperial 27, and Holtville 0.
Wake up with Broken Yolk Café, open daily at 7 a.m., serving your favorite breakfast, from omelets, pancakes, eggs benedict, waffles, and yes, Mexican breakfast too. Broken Yolk Café serves lunch till 2 p.m., from sandwiches, salads, and yes, of course, the all-American cheeseburger. Broken Yolk Café thanks you for voting us the best breakfast in town. Once again, you can order online at Broken Yolk Café, El Centro, or call 760-352-9655.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been providing private security locally for more than 20 years and have owned Southwest Security for more than 6.5 years. I'm proud to announce that we have over 250 employees working here in Imperial and Coachella Valley. Last year, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. P.O. Box service to you. Also located at Southwest Security at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro. If you're in the need for security services, please call us at Southwest Security at 760-970-4500. That's 970-4500.
Bo and his team of employees at Dan's Auto Body are constantly striving on giving you 100% satisfaction on getting your vehicle repaired and fixed right. Dan's Auto Body is grateful for the support they hear from the job they're doing and being highly rated with CarWise.com. Yes, accidents are disturbing, and Dan's Auto Body is here for you to ease the pain and fix your vehicle as fast as possible. Stop by at 1880 West Euclid Avenue in El Centro.
El Zarape restaurant in Imperial is 100% authentic Mexican cuisine. Their extensive menu features traditional handmade Mexican dishes with nothing but fresh ingredients. El Zarape restaurant has taken it over the top with their creative ideas like stuffed special quesadillas with carne asada, shrimp, or pollo asada. And yes, there's something on the menu for everyone, like 17 different burritos. El Zarape restaurant, open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
And I know you were just talking with Richard Robinson, who walked behind us right now. He's not in the lineup tonight due to injury, but he says
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Because he's hoping to come back for next week.
Okay, so it's good seeing him here, but we'd rather see him in a uniform. But it's good to think that maybe he could be back in a couple of weeks to play. It would be outstanding if he could have next week against Brawley, but you don't want to push things to get too much on that. No. So halftime score, Imperial 27, Holtville 0. The Vikings back out onto the field on the far side and are prepared for this second half. The Tigers should be getting the ball here in the second half as well. And it looked very good both on offense and defense. The score indicates that, 27-0.
Sure,
Devin Mesa going deep to receive.
Sure was good to see Brady, though.
Yeah.
So I thought he was here in Yuma.
He was in Yuma, but apparently he is, because we saw him last year at Gila Ridge, and he was coaching at Yuma, and then now he's moved over into Phoenix and coaching over there. But yeah, it's good to see him, and like I said, there's so many memories, so many memories
so good
over the years of watching Tiger football, and him calling the plays right above us, and then having him stop by and tell us what his thoughts and what's going on, and it was great. Really enjoyed that.
Good at interviews.
Yep.
You two, both of you together. That's great to hear.
Yeah, thank you. So kicking off for the Vikings, as they'll be kicking off from the south, going to the north. Brian Padilla, with a little bit of a wind, would have had it to his back. It looks like the wind's now blowing out of the west. Sure do I think we get a west breeze? Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, Trish would be so excited. Every morning she looks out to see which way the wind's blowing out.
She just keeps hoping.
She says, can't wait for the west wind to blow this humidity out of here, she says.
Padilla will be kicking off for the first time for the Vikings tonight. The Tigers opening it up, kicking off. And with the Vikings not getting into the end zone in the first half, this is their first chance for a kickoff. And Devin Mesa will be back to receive. He'll be back just inside the end zone. Like I said, it looks more like the flag's pretty much out of the west right now.
Sure is.
Need to change from out of the south.
Oh,
it's going to be a little short pooch kick. And the Tigers are going to go up and get it and barely get it. Man, getting hammered as soon as he jumped up to get the ball. Man, I could feel that one up here, but he holds on to the ball for the Tigers. And
I didn't get a number.
It was number 22, Craig Rowland. He was able to get up and get that. And man, he got it hard through. But he held on to it, and the Tigers will have the ball at their own 42-yard line.
Yeah, Andy Velasco watched it go right over his head. And I said, oh, go get it.
P.J. Tiernan will be starting at quarterback in the second half for the Tigers. Seth Shaw will be at the running back position. Alejandro Perez Zach Ray, Jared Nixon, and Gio Robles. Man, there's just a lot I can see with that over the years. Just as a freshman at 6'5", and the way he can move. Along the front line for the Tigers, Jose Apodaca, Andres Castellum, Ethan Ariola, Ethan Reeves, Maiden Shields. First and 10 Tigers on 42-yard line to start off the second half, leading at 27-0 over the Vikings. Kiernan looking over the defense, taking his time from the shotgun. It's the snap, back to pass. Throws it quickly over to Ali Perez, going to complete it to 45-yard line. Sticks on his feet, breaks some tackles across the 50 to the 47 of the Vikings, and has a first down on the first play of the second half.
Great move by Ali. Finally brought down by Jorge Moreno with the second tackle of the night.
11-yard gain on that one.
The smallest player on the field, and they could not catch him.
97 yards for Tiernan in the ball game, completing 5 of 7 for 97 yards. So not just short ones either. He's getting some quality completions in.
I like the way we started, though.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I don't think we had about one running or rushing yard in that first quarter.
Shaw will be into the right again of Tiernan. Has Meza in motion. Hands it off to Shaw up the middle. Seth breaks a couple of tackles. He's at the 45 straight arm at the 40. To the 30-yard line. He may be all the way. He's to the 10. 5. One more man to well, and he couldn't do it. He gets thrown out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Chad Goodsell. But what a run for Seth Shaw.
Oh, what good straight arm right here. And a good block by Ali Perez to break him loose.
He's going to get run out of bounds. Probably about the 4-yard line. Between the 3 and the 4.
See on the far end over
So
there.
we'll call it 43-yard run on that. And that is his longest run of the year.
Yeah, it's a 3, right at the 3. I was pretty the way he bounced that out to the outside, and then he straight armed that linebacker.
So first and goal, just outside the 3-yard line for Imperial. Kiernan looks to the sidelines with the, what do we run? But goes under center. Hands it off to Shaw over the right side. He gets hit, breaks tackles, touchdown, Seth Shaw. Just power that one for Seth. His third touchdown of the night, and the Tigers now lead at 33-0.
He was not going to be denied on that one. Good start for the Tigers.
3-yard touchdown run. And the Tigers leading at 33-0. Ethan Gonzalez will come in for the extra point attempt.
He may put it all the way out to Barioni.
He might do it, but the wind the way it is, yeah. Ball is down, kick is up, straight and true. With 10:19 to go in the third quarter of play, it's now the Tigers 34 and the Vikings 0.
El Zarape restaurant in Imperial is 100% authentic Mexican cuisine. Their extensive menu features traditional handmade Mexican dishes with nothing but fresh ingredients. El Zarape restaurant has taken it over the top with their creative ideas like stuffed special quesadillas with carne asada, shrimp, or pollo asada. And yes, there's something on the menu for everyone, like 17 different burritos. El Zarape restaurant, open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Your favorite NFL team plays on Imperial Valley's AM 1230. KXOL Centro.
Scoring drive for the Tigers, 3 plays, 58 yards, and they will use a minute and 41 off the clock and capped by the 3-yard touchdown run by Seth Shaw's third of the night, that is, and 7th of the year. The Tigers leading at 34-0. Gonzalez will kick off into the end zone again, yet another touchback. I believe that's his 4th of the night, 16th of the season.
Yeah, 4th.
Got a halftime score for us there, Joe?
We sure do. We got Central over Calexico at half, 21-0.
21-0 over the Bulldogs, halftime.
No, that was little Coach Vic. Little Vic, I call him. After talking with John Seaman, the ref.
So first and 10, Holtville from their own 20-yard line.
We got a bunch of new players.
Yeah, and Drew Mitchell comes in we talked about him a little bit earlier, but he's coming in at the safety spot now.
Yeah.
Seth Shaw will go to the sideline. The Tigers will get some other players in on homecoming night here in Imperial.
Danny Esteves.
Handoff goes up the middle and just runs into a wall. Can be brought down and a loss on the play. Ledesma, the ball carrier, and he will be short. Or actually, take that back. He'll get a couple of yards out of that. And it'll be a 2nd down and 8 from 22.
Here was Zach. Couldn't get the number, but that was a big kid he had. Zach Gray with this third of the night.
So 2nd down and 8 from the 22 for the Vikings. For a moment, the Tigers didn't have anybody on the near side along the line. And then Ethan Reeves jumped right up in there, and that just totally sealed that for only a 2-yard gain for Ledesma. Has 4 carries for 13 yards in the ball game. Scully with instead of the pitch, it will go to a handoff going the other direction. The Tigers will stop the running back after just a short gain. It's Austin Marini. The 3rd down and about 6 coming up. Gain of a couple. 3rd and 6 from the, actually it's in 25. It's only going to be a gain of 3 and a 3rd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, good job by JJ Jimenez. So wait for him to come back. A lot of misdirection here.
Marini, 11 yards on 5 carries for the Vikings. They're down and 5 from the 25. Scully, a pitcher on the right side, trying to turn the corner. Not going to be able to do it. Tigers are going to track him down and take Chad Goodsell over to out of bounds, and the 1-yard gain will leave the Vikings with a 4th down and 4 from the 26.
Well, I got David Mesa pushing him out of bounds. I got him first tackle of the night.
It's Goodsell's first carry of the night. It was for 1 yard. Did you see he was about 8 yards off the line of scrimmage? It almost looked like he was in a punting position.
Looks like the old USC.
Yeah, you're right. So the Scully will stay in and drop back to punt. Deep to receive will be Devin Mesa. He'll be back at his own 37-yard line to return for the Tigers. Welcome you to live coverage on Kxo Radio, Central California. Mickey Dillon along with George Grijalva calling the action. It's going to bounce and roll, and Devin's going to pick it up back at the 39-yard line. Breaks some tackles to the 50, the 45, to the 40. It's a foot race now on the near sideline. He's going to be dragged out of bounds, pushed out in a touchdown-saving tackle by Buscalia, the quarterback and punter, at the 20-yard line. Boy, Devin, nice return from his 39 to the 20.
Beautiful cut right here.
So 41-yard return.
Yeah, at first I was thinking, oh, don't grab it.
He was in so much traffic back there. Like, no, let it roll. And he reels off a long one, and then you want to say, hey, good job.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. The 1st and 10 for the Tigers. They're on 20-yard line. 41-yard return by Mason. I believe that's his longest punt return of the season. Tigers with 7:48 to go in the 3rd quarter and a 34-0 lead over the Vikings. Shaw back into the lineup. Usually plays a safety, but took the defensive time off, but back in on offense to the right side of Tiernan. 2 wide receivers each side of the field for Imperial. Back to pass Tiernan. Pump fakes, then throws it, completes it to Mesa. And, boy, deep.
You see him?
Yeah, he was jumping up and down with Gio Robles deep toward the end zone. And, yeah, that would have been a touchdown, no doubt about it. But I don't think CJ saw him. He traffic.
Yeah, that was a double punt there.
8-yard gain on that. It'll be a 2nd down and 2 from the 12.
I thought it was going to go the other way. I thought he seen him short and then the other one long. I thought he was going long. I like the way Gio stayed out there and said, look at me.
Kind of a hard target to miss, though, at 6'4", 6'5". Back to pass again is Tiernan. Going to throw the near side in and out of the hands of Ollie Perez. I think he's trying to run before he got the ball.
He did. And he seen that big 42 coming.
So it's going to be a 3rd down and 2 for the Tigers from the 12-yard line. Only the 3rd incompletion by Tiernan on the night. He's gone over the 100-yard mark, 105 yards, leading 6 of 9 in the game. Did not start the game. Gavin Robles started the game and went 6 of 7 for 59 yards.
Who do we have in there? Apodata? Oh, wrong team. Sorry about that. No wonder I couldn't find numbers. Ethan Arriola's back in there.
Under center. Hands it off to Shaw over left tackle. It's a 360 move. Still on his feet, breaking tackles and getting down inside the 5-yard line to about the 4. And the Tigers have a first and goal at the 4. Nice run right there.
Good run. I can't believe he got away from the 42. Neither could 42.
That puts him at 59 yards on just 6 carries and 3 touchdowns in the game.
I think a couple of weeks ago he had 5 carries for 10 yards, and he got beat up.
Yeah, he struggled getting any yardage the last few games. Boy, he's breaking out tonight. Had that 43-yard run, 3 touchdowns from 4, 4, and 3. Stays in the lineup. Tiernan, the quarterback. He'll be under center, just inside the 5-yard line at the 4. And in motion, Meza. Hand it off to Shaw on the other side. Going to go nowhere as the Vikings are going to have him covered completely. Giving credit where it's due. Coming up with the tackle, Elliot Ortiz leading the Viking faithful on that. And it's actually going to be a loss of a yard on that. So it'll be a second down and goal from just outside the 5.
We just got an update. It is now Centro 34, Calexico nothing.
Central's going to be tough again. They've had the toughest schedule of any high school.
They'll be the team to beat.
They're going to be tough. And a motion to the near side. It's going to be David Meza. Meza is going to look up. Good touched Aldi Perez, actually, and then nobody touched him. He went all the way in a little jet sweep, and the Tigers now lead it by a score of 40-0.
Jared Nixon and Pablo Moreno just stayed on their blocks and never got touched.
Well, Alejandro Perez, his second touchdown of the year. It's just his second carry. And
he got a carry last week.
Right. For a touchdown. Carried for a touchdown last weekend.
You
That's the best percentage of any running back the Tigers have. 2 carries, 2 touchdowns. And Robles will come in for the extra point try. And Ethan Gonzalez is the holder. I like that. Soccer style from the left side. The ball is up and it's good. With 5:17 to go in the third quarter play, it's Imperial 41 and Holtville 0.
El Zarape restaurant in Imperial is 100% authentic Mexican cuisine. Their extensive menu features traditional handmade Mexican dishes with nothing but fresh ingredients. El Zarape restaurant has taken it over the top with their creative ideas like stuffed special quesadillas with carne asada, shrimp, or pollo asada. And yes, there's something on the menu for everyone, like 17 different burritos. El Zarape restaurant, open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Longest drive the Tigers have had in a while, 80-yard drive. And, I'll take that back. It wasn't 80. Was it? No.
It was just a short
20-yard drive.
Yeah.
20-yard drive. I saw the 20. I'm going, what, 80 yards? 20 yards. 20-yard drive on 5 plays. And it will use up, 2 minutes and 31 seconds. And capped by the 5-yard touchdown run by Alejandro Perez, his second touchdown run of the year. And the Tigers kickoff will go through the end zone. A touchback for Imperial. And the Tigers leading at 41-0.
Yeah, that was a line drive kickoff, and the kid was about the 5-yard line. He hit it with the sands and went into the end zone. I didn't know if that was in play or if it still goes in.
Yeah, I think it goes into the end zone anytime it goes for a touchback. Wow. Wasn't sure how this game would pan out.
Yes.
Boy, it's been all Tigers. I mean, all Tigers.
Yeah, I heard that they had some big boys up front. I didn't know what was going to happen up front.
So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Vikings. 5:17 to go. Inside handoff over the left tackle, getting some good yardage. Breaking a couple of tackles across the 25-yard line to the 27 is Austin Marini. And it'll be a second down and 3 from the 27.
He was brought down by Andrew Mitchell. and a host of other Tiger defenders. Let's see who we have in there. Victor Valenzuela came in, number 18. Darian Romo. Oh, Gavin's in there. Gavin Robles.
It says 4. Progress is good for 4 yards, so second down, or gain of 6. And it's a second down to 4 from the 26. And another inside handoff. This is not going to get the first down, although we get close to it. Marking it down about the 28-yard line. And I believe it was it Doherty?
The carrier?
Yeah, Doherty carried. Yeah. He's pretty well holding Jack. 17 yards on 8 carries the game. So third down and a couple from the 28.
Big defense.
Yeah, defense has just been playing lights out last week and this week.
Yeah.
Really played well. They're down in a couple. Pitch back. It's hit head on, and I'm not sure whether he's going to make it or not. George, I think the Tigers defense may have held him. They're going to stay out. They're going to stay pretty close to the line. It isn't going to get a first down. And it'll be Duarte again. He'll get a couple of yards right at the 30-yard line for a first down. That was a tough 2-yard carry.
Oh, yeah, and he took on J.J. Jimenez and Zach Ray to pick that up. So he fought for it.
So he's up to 19 yards, but it's a 9 carries. His longest carry of the game has been 7 yards, but he got stopped for -1, then 0-0. Last 2 carries, just 2 yards each. The Tigers have really kept him in check. But a 1st and 10 for Holtville from the Viking 30-yard line. Back to pass Piscalia.
Ooh, got him
looks over to the right side, rolls out, penalty flag goes down. Goes a long one in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Griffin Garcia, but a flag is going to be back around the holding part of the field against the Vikings.
Oh, he turned. Gavin turned and started backpedaling. Never do that. Never do that.
Yeah, that pass was there. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And it's going to be a hold against the Vikings. So they'll bring that back and make it a first down. Let's see where they're going to mark it off from. Should a little on there, though.
Yeah, on the run.
Yeah, on the run.
Yeah, the receiver.
Put it right on the money.
Yeah, receiver had it in his hands. He thought he was going to get knocked down by the defender, and he didn't even touch it. Went right through his hands, hit him in the chest.
Bring it back to the 13-yard line. So first down. I need to get 40, so 27. 1st and 27.
20. Yep, right about there.
3:03 to go in the third quarter. Imperial leading at 41-0 over the Vikings. And goes in motion. Back to Bass Piscali again. Heavy rush. Gets away from a couple of Tigers. Continues to roll out to his right. Passes and going to complete it over the middle to the 37-yard line. And getting up into the air to make the catch is Rossfleisch. And not quite enough for a first down, but that's first completion by the Vikings tonight.
Bendy Rossfleisch.
It will get out to about the 37, so we'll give them 24 yards on that. So a second down now, and 3 from the 37. Nice pass and catch by the Vikings. Really tight double wing offense. Usually has one man in motion. And will be going to the other way. Fake hand off, rolling out to his left. Going to pass across himself. And throws it over the middle. Has Tigers there. Oh, a tip. It was going to go into the hands. Who's still on the ground?
Mitchell?
Yeah, Mitchell. And it was tipped at the last moment. Who also went for Victor Valenzuela. But will fall incomplete. It'll be a third down and 3.
Good job by Valenzuela to knock that down.
Yeah.
What's a pink flag?
Yeah, I think it's his pink flag.
It's a
Viking player.
Yeah.
And he's carrying it around, and he throws it back. It's actually one of the Imperial kids, but I say, hey, that's playing.
When am I going to get that pink one?
So a 3rd and 3 from the 37 for the Vikings. That stops the clock with 2:03 to go in the third quarter.
We've got Angel Mess up front, and Andy Velasco, Danny Esquivel.
Hand it off up the middle. Big drive up the middle for a first down. Yeah, huge push for a first down out to the 44. And first time we've seen this ball carrier tonight. It's Jorge Moreno, just a sophomore, George. Wow. Big gainer.
I didn't see him, but I seen that big old line push the Tigers back.
Yeah. 7-yard gain on that. On his first carry of the game.
See, when they were telling me they had some big boys up front, this is what I was expecting. Haven't seen much of it. Tigers done a great job against the run.
Yeah, they really have. The first and 10 for the Vikings from their own 43. And off up again up the middle and getting some good yardage. Sophomore running back Moreno. He'll get across the midfield stripe and we'll get to the 47-yard line of the Tigers.
Oh, Greg Rawlings just got his first tackle.
9-yard gain on that one. Just sophomore. That's pretty good size. They don't list all the sizes on the players. We just know
Nobody
that
does
sophomore
anymore. You know that?
Yeah, I've noticed that. No, it used to everybody did.
Yeah.
But now you rarely see it. And he has pretty good size. When I look at number 69, Alexis Roldan, he's big. But they don't show his size, so we don't really know how big he is. But he's a tackle, and he's at least 6'3" and 270.
Yeah.
Inside handoff to the other side and breaking open and getting the first down, and then some to the 40-yard line is Austin Marini. And that will get to the Tiger. They're going to mark it at the 39-yard line, and that will be an 8-yard gain and a first down for the Vikings.
Mario Gonzalez coming in for the Tigers. First time I see him out there.
And going to hand it off up the middle again and getting down to the 35-yard line. Moreno will carry the ball again. You kind of wonder when you see him running like this, where has he been the whole game for Holtville? I know he's just a sophomore, but he's moving the ball.
Yeah.
It'll be a 4-yard gain and a second down and 6 coming up, and that'll be the end of the third quarter play. With the score, the Imperial Tigers 41 and the Holtville Vikings 0.
The Imperial Tiger Football Association was started years ago to help the football team with much-needed equipment and sending the players to special training. Now, through their fundraising efforts from the past and now, the Imperial Tiger Association is proud of what they have accomplished and what they will continue to do in the future. They're always looking for new members. You can call Victor at 760-960-6317. That's 960-6317 if you're interested in helping out. Go Tigers!
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action? Heck, yes. That'd be awesome. Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active? Definitely. Want to give back to the student athletes in your community? Obviously, yes. Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in California, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Inside handoff to Griffin Garcia, who gets a few yards and then gets literally lifted up and dropped after a 3-yard gain to the 32. It'll be a third down and 3.
Big hit by J.J. Jimenez. He's so excited.
Perfect down and 3. Good.
Perfect form tackling, though.
Yep, exactly.
Right in the chest. Right. Pick him up and put him on his back. I like that. Little sophomore linebacker for the Tigers.
So third down and 3. 4-down territory for the Vikings at the Tiger 32. And off up the middle, he'll get the first down and then some. Again, it's going to be that sophomore running back, Jorge Moreno. And he will get inside the 30-yard line to about 26, is it? I don't put it down yet, but the 26-yard looks like gain of 6 on that. And a first and 10 for the Vikings.
That's smart of him, though. He put his helmet, his face mask, right between that 6 and the 9 and followed that big boy.
26 yards on 4 carries late in the game. He's their leading ball carrier. 4 carries. So first and 10 from the 26 for the Vikings, trailing Imperial 41-0. Make the pitch one way, hand it off to the other, and getting a little bit of yardage. Marini will get down to the 20-yard line. That gain of 6, second down and 4.
Jimenez and Victor Valenzuela. Back with a tackle.
29 yards on 8 carries. Now he's the leading ball carrier for the Vikings. 8 carries, 29 yards for Austin Marini.
Who else do we have? Oh, we had a bunch of new players with the Tigers. Angel Mesa, AJ Hurtado up front, those guards.
And off goes up the middle. Still getting positive yardage to about the 16-yard line. And getting up off the bottom of the pile. It's like Rothfleisch this time. Nope, it's going to be Moreno.
Moreno, yeah. AJ Hurtado brought him down.
Gain of
first tackle of the night.
4 and a first down for Holtville.
Well, so we have Gonzalo Gerardo's in there.
Chalito.
Who else is on this
Watched
side?
him grow up, hanging around Highway Patrol office. His mom, Mary. Congratulations to Chala, who just recently retired.
Oh, he did?
Yep. Ah, Tim. Inside handoff to the near side. And this time he's going to go to Griffin. It's Griffin Garcia, and he'll get down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line, so a gain of 3, second down and 7.
That was smart of JJ not to take him head on. He let him go by, and then he wrapped his arms around it.
Clock continues to roll. 8:47 to go in the ball game. Tigers up 41-0. Looking for their 6th victory of the year and their final non-league game of the season. They continue IVL play right here in Imperial against Brawley next Friday night. A big game. Scalia makes the handoff, rolls out to his right. Looks downfield, has a receiver wide open. He's going to try to run it himself, though, and nowhere to go. He had Rothfleisch wide open for the 10-yard gain. But it was,
I don't know why he didn't throw that. That way he wouldn't have to run as much as he did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now we run after every play, remember.
Now we got to run to the sideline. He came back to the
sideline.
Is this a flag, right? Oh, it must be a towel.
Get to the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3, so a 3rd down and 4. And that puts him back to 0 net yardage on 2 carries. And off up the middle, just an electric football play directly up the middle to Jorge Moreno. And he'll get yardage down where it's going to be a 1st and goal at the 5 on a 5-yard game. Boy, they're just really pushing right now. I don't see how we can stop that the way it's going right now.
You can't do that. Yeah, we need. Well, I guess we'd have for. We don't want to bring first spring back in.
6 carries, 35 yards on Jorge Moreno on this drive. Man, this drive's been a long one. It started at their own 20-yard line. They're down with 1st and goal at the Tiger 5.
We have a new player in there, Aaron Nariste.
Take the hand up. Biscali is going to run it himself, and touchdown Vikings. He's been there just barely into the goal line, and that ends the Tigers' shutout on the 5-yard touchdown run by Bryce Biscalia.
He muscled his way around Romo. There in Romo.
17 play drive. 80 yards. And coming in to attempt the extra point with Brian Padilla. He's 12 of 15 on the season. Hands himself up. Wind's pretty well died now. As he'll kick to the south side of the stadium here in Imperial. And the ball down, the kick is up, and it is good. With 6:31 to go in the ball game, it's now the Tigers 41 and the Vikings 6.
Learning a new skill, continuing your education, or returning to school for the first time can be stressful. IVC has the resources to help you succeed by offering programs to eligible students who qualify for tuition assistance, book grants, and additional programs like IVC's Kitchen Pantry, housing program, career services support, and so much more. Let Imperial Valley College help you become a college graduate. Visit imperial.edu/admissions to register today. Imperial Valley College is recognized nationwide as a top 10 community college for college excellence.
Scoring drive for the Vikings, 17 plays, 80 yards, 10 minutes, and 46 seconds used up the
I was
clock.
just going to say, that's what we need to do.
That's a long drive right
That's
there.
the way to do it.
Yeah, that's the longest one we've seen this year. A 5-yard touchdown run by Bryce Biscaglia. And the extra point by Padilla was good. And the Tigers' lead now is at 41-7 with 6:31 to go in the ballgame.
The good thing is that helps us running the clock down like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just 6.5 minutes to go in the ballgame. Tigers going to be here in Imperial against Brawley next week and then home against Centro. And then the final regular season game will be at Southwest at the Johnny Romero Fireman's Helmet game. Got an interview set up for the Central game, too. Another name from Imperial High School past in football. Had a record that stood for about 30 years. We'll have it at halftime. Little pooch kick going to be picked up by Meza at the 20-yard line. Going to be stuffed at the 25, but then continues out to get to the 30-yard line. So the Tigers will have the ball 1st and 10 to the 30.
By number 3,
Did I get your interest up on that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was watching here.
No, I just got it.
David came up a little slow, so scared me. Okay, and who was that? Who would that be?
Do I tell you, or do we surprise you?
Oh, okay, surprise me then.
I can surprise you. Thank you, Victor.
Thanks, Vic.
No, he had the longest reception per reception, like 16.3 yards a reception in his career, which was a record.
Thank you.
For 30-something years before it was broke. And then he had another record of touchdown passes overall that went for about 30 years and was broken. He used to call football games with me back in the Ivy Sierra days. Back to pass is Robles. Goes off the hands. Oh, he caught one and caught. Jared Nixon's going to catch a ball that bounced off the hands of Alejandro Perez. And Jared's going to get the reception that will go out to about the 37-yard line. Be good for 7. And it'll be a second down at 3. Look what I found.
He almost went right down the sideline here. And we couldn't see him because all the Tigers on the sideline. But it looked like he was tiptoeing there. It went right off of Alex, or Ollie's hand, I'm sorry.
Second catch of the 9 for Jared Nixon. They'll be good for 7 yards. Second down at 3 from the 37-yard line of the Tigers. Gavin Robles back in a quarterback. Junior quarterback. Goes back to pass. That's up. Throws a quick one over to the far side. He's going to complete it to his little brother Gio, who's going to get out to midfield and a first down for the Tigers. That'll officially be his first reception on the Tiger varsity. Giovanni Robles, just a freshman, 13-yard grab there from his older brother. That's kind of cool.
That was cool right there. Yeah, because the first one went for a touchdown. It was called back.
Right. So this one counts, and it counts for 13 yards and a 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 50-yard line. Clock down 13 to go in the ball game.
I think he just outran a defender. I didn't see a straight arm.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like how Gavin is quickly getting the ball off the quarterback.
Yeah.
He's just taking a few steps, and then bam, he's throwing it.
One or two steps, and that's it. Oh,
it was a menace. Yeah, JJ's in the running back position, and he'll get the call. He'll get hit in the line of scrimmage, and he'll get no gain on the play. It'll be a second down at 10.
Number 7.
Was anything there?
There's no gain on the play.
Fermin Velarde made the big hit on JJ.
So 3:26 to go in the game. Tigers up 41-7 here in Imperial.
Clock still running.
Tigers will take their time getting up to the line of scrimmage.
There we go. Give it to him again.
Nixon will come split out to the right side along with Perez. Gio Robles will go on the far side with Devin Meza. Gavin Robles at quarterback. Goes back to pass. Going to throw it. Oh, man, did he make the catch? He did.
He did.
Did he catch that or what?
He laid out.
He laid completely out and caught that at the 45-yard line for a 5-yard gain.
And talking to my grandson, Stephen Shaw, who's on the coaching staff, he said, you just throw it anywhere around this area, he'll go get it.
Wow, that was a tough catch.
That's
and he made it look easy. You know, he really did. That was a really hard catch to make.
That was. and then laid out, and then he held on to it. When he
held on, yeah. 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers from the Viking 45. Gavin Robles back to pass. Going to throw it again to the far side to Jared Nixon. It'll go in and out of his hands. A little overthrown that time.
Yeah,
and 4th and 5 coming up.
He got hit hard as soon as he was releasing. I didn't know if Seaman was going to throw a flag on that or not.
That was his first incompletion after 7 completions in a row for Gavin Robles, who comes to the sideline, and the Tigers will need to punt. With 1:55 to go in the clock, I guess it's a running clock.
It is?
Yep, running clock here. The Tigers are going to come up unless something really unforeseen happens. They're going to come up with their 6th victory against only 1 loss. 6 wins out of 7 games, heading into the next IBO game here against Brawley on Friday. And you know the Wildcats are always tough.
Always. Very strong team.
It's snapped back to Ethan Gonzalez punting it. Doesn't try punting it very far, and it's his first punt of the night. But boy, it takes a nice roll. And the Tigers are going to stop it at about the 5-yard line. You know, George, Ethan coming into tonight averaging 51.5 yards a punt, number 4 in the country.
I was telling Steve when we went out to lunch the other day, and he wouldn't believe me. He said, "There's no way." So I have to go
look it up. There it is.
I have to go show him. He said, "Oh my gosh!" He said, "I had no idea."
Isn't that amazing to think that we've got a young man here in Imperial that's the number 4 punter in the country, number 1 in the state, which is impressive enough, but 4th in the country. That's amazing.
Yes. And again, I have no idea where he gets that power from.
Yeah. And the touch right there to drop it at the 5-yard line. That's a great touch on it.
The same linebacking core, just up front. Guys that finished off the last drive.
Clock rolling for Holtville and make another playoff, and that's about it. The clock down to 33 seconds now and rolling. Scalia, back to pass.
Going deep.
Set up. Going to go deep. Throws it deep. Has a receiver, but it's going to go over his head again. The receiver turns and starts running backwards. It was intended for Chad Goodsell. I think if he would have kept running, the ball was there.
He's probably thinking there's no way he can throw it.
Right, I
that
think
far.
that's what it was. I think he was thinking he can't throw it that far, and that'll be it. That'll be the ball game. Final score, the Imperial Tigers 41, the Holtville Vikings 7. As the Tigers go now 6-1 on the season, and we'll be back to recap the scoring and the stats for you in just a moment.
Start that day off right with your favorite drink from Brickhouse Coffee, next door to Brickhouse Deli at the Lisa Tucker Center in Imperial. Brickhouse Coffee has so many drinks to choose from. Hot drinks, blended drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, Brickhouse Deli with big, full, fresh flavor. The valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at the Lisa Tucker Center on West Ayton Road in Imperial.
For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
Have you been wanting new flooring but putting it off? Don't wait anymore. Derma Floor Covering has the flooring you want at blowout prices. Yes, I mean blowout prices. Hardwood plank, regularly priced $9.99 a square yard, now $3.99 a square yard, and over 1,100 square feet in stock. Select tile, regularly priced $5.99 to $6.49 a square foot, now on sale at $1.34 to $1.99 a square foot. Stop by Derma's Floor Covering today, 220 North State Street in Imperial. Your flooring wishes can come true at Derma's Floor Covering.
Final score, the Imperial Tigers 41, the Holtville Vikings 7, and this is how the scoring would go. The Tigers would open scoring with 7:53 to go in the first quarter on a 39-yard field goal by Ethan Gonzalez, the first of 2 that he would have in the game, and Imperial led it 3-0. They would increase it to 10-0. Pablo Moreno, 44-yard fumble recovery and touchdown. The second game in a row, the Tigers defense has scored a touchdown on fumble recovery returns. That would make it 10-0 with 3:46 to go in the first quarter. It would have increased to 17-0 on a 4-yard touchdown run by Seth Shaw with 6:48 to go in the first half. And then Seth would add a second one with 2:57 to go in the first half. That would give the Tigers a 24-0 lead. They would go in at halftime 27-0 after a 37-yard field goal by Ethan Gonzalez. The Tigers would come out in the second half with the football, and they would take the ball 58-yard drive on 3 plays and a 3-yard touchdown run by Seth Shaw, his third of the night. And with the PAT, it was 34-0. And then they would round out the scoring with a 5-yard touchdown run by the 2 for 2 carries, 2 touchdowns, Alejandro Perez.
Right here, right in front of it.
And with the extra point that time by Joel Robles, and the Tigers would have the final score of 41 points for Imperial. And then there would be one touchdown late in the game by the Holtville Vikings with 6:31 to go in the ball game on a 17-play, 80-yard drive by the Vikings using 10 minutes and 46 seconds off the clock. Quarterback Bryce Pascalia scores from 5 yards out. The extra point was good by Brian Padilla, and they gave us the final score of 41-7. For the victorious Tigers, they would complete overall 15 of 20 passes for 189 yards. Very nice. No interceptions, no touchdowns, but no interceptions. Important part there. Receiving, Ali Perez, 7 catches, 61 yards. We would have Devin Mesa, 4 catches for 78 yards. Jared Nixon, 2 catches for 41. And then freshman Gio Robles would catch 2 from his brother for 18 yards late in the ball game. And then rushing, it would be, it's nice to see Seth Shaw, 58 yards on 7 carries, 3 touchdowns. Awesome. Big game for him. And as we mentioned, Ali Perez, 1 carry for 5 yards. Gavin Lopez, 1 carry for 3 yards. And then J.J. Menace, 1 carry, 0 yards late in the ball game. So the Tigers rushing would have 66 yards added to their passing. They would have 255 yards, like in the ball game, for Imperial. But how about some defense for Imperial? They would give up just 1 completion by the Vikings, and that was Buscalia throwing it to Rothfleisch for 24 yards. And then rushing, though, Jorge Moreno would have 6 carries for 35 yards. Sophomore running back was impressive late in the ball game. Be 29 yards on 8 carries for Austin Marini, 2 carries for 25 for Hector Sanchez. Daniel Ledesma would have 4 carries for 13 yards. Zephan Duarte, 9 carries for 19 yards. And then Griffin Garcia, 2 carries for 6 yards. So 25, 38, 63, 101, 130, 136 yards rushing for the Vikings. And then 24 passing for a total of 160 yards of offense. So that's pretty well how that.
Better second half then.
Right, yeah, they had a much better second half than the first. And we'll look at the defensive stats for the Tigers in just a moment. Final score again, the Imperial Tigers 41, the Holtville Vikings 7.
Your favorite NFL team plays on Imperial Valley's AM 1230, KXOL Centro.
Wake up with Kxo Café, open daily at 7 a.m., serving your favorite breakfast, from omelet, pancakes, eggs Benedict, waffles, and yes, Mexican breakfast too. Kxo Café serves lunch till 2 p.m., from sandwiches, salads, and yes, of course, the all-American cheeseburger. Kxo Café thanks you for voting us the best breakfast in town. Once again, you can order online at Kxo Café El Centro or call 760-352-9655.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been providing private security locally for more than 20 years and have owned Southwest Security for more than 6.5 years. I'm proud to announce that we have over 250 employees working here in Imperial and Coachella Valley. Last year, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. P.O. Box service to you. Also located at Southwest Security at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro. If you're in the need for security services, please call us at Southwest Security at 760-970-4500. That's 970-4500.
Georgia Tiger defense almost came up with, we hear our victory bell in the background. Yeah,
that's awesome to hear that.
This is, came very close to getting another shutout tonight. It was just late in the game the Vikings scored, so the Tiger defense really stepped up big.
Yeah, they did. And I mean, the coaching staff let some of the kids who don't get a lot of playtime.
And you want to see that, especially on homecoming night.
Yeah. Oh, everybody gets to see it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I had J.T. Jimenez leading off tacklers with 6. And then I have Darren Romo, Joel Villacampos, each with 5. And then 4 each for Aiden Shields and Max Alvarez and Zach Ray. And then Seth Shaw, Andrew Mitchell, Victor Valenzuela. And I guess that's it for 3. And then 2 each for Adrian Hurtado. Came in at nose guard and made a couple of tackles there on the 4th quarter for the Tigers. And then 1 each for David Mesa, Craig Raleigh.
Mm-hmm.
He made
a good tackle.
Angel Mesa made a good music. Then he got that onside, remember?
Right.
Basketball player. That helped out a lot.
Yeah, got some hands.
Andy Velasco, Danny Escrivas, and Ethan Reeves, each with 1 for the Tigers.
Big homecoming night. We see one of our old classmates down there. I don't know if you recognize her, but I don't know if she's bending down tying her shoe now. It's Vicki Haynes. Who's in our class. Remember Eddie Haynes and Vicki?
Yeah.
Vicki Uri and her husband Steve there.
Oh, we're here. Okay.
Yeah, right in front of
I'm
us.
looking down at the top.
Okay.
I just seen Caleb Rollins over here, too. Good to see him.
Yeah.
He just had his operation. I believe it was last Tuesday.
Yeah.
He's already out.
Okay. It's a big homecoming night. Big crowd here for Imperial. They see a huge Imperial victory with 41-7 over the Holtville Vikings. And we'll wrap it up here at Imperial in just a moment.
Bo and his team of employees at Sam's Auto Body are constantly striving on giving you 100% satisfaction on getting your vehicle repaired and fixed right. Dan's Auto Body is grateful for the support they hear from the job they're doing.
Hey!
Highly rated with CarWise.com. Yes, accidents are disturbing, and Dan's Auto Body is here for you to ease the pain and fix your vehicle as fast as possible. Stop by at 1880 West Euclid Avenue in El Centro.
El Zarape restaurant in Imperial is 100% authentic Mexican cuisine. Their extensive menu features traditional handmade Mexican dishes with nothing but fresh ingredients. El Zarape restaurant has taken it over the top with their creative ideas like stuffed special quesadillas with carne asada, shrimp, or pollo asada. And yes, there's something on the menu for everyone, like 17 different burritos. El Zarape restaurant, open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
The Imperial Tiger Football Association was started years ago to help the football team with much-needed equipment and sending the players to special training. Now, through their fundraising efforts from the past and now, the Imperial Tiger Association is proud of what they have accomplished and what they will continue to do in the future. They're always looking for new members. You can call Victor at 760-960-6317. That's 960-6317 if you're interested in helping out. Go Tigers!
Final score again, the Imperial Tigers 41, the Holtville Vikings 7. Just seeing Nathan Hart up here.
Yeah, I told him we talk about you all the time. He said, I'm listening all the time. He said, I'm listening all the time.
Edward, good to see you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you, Edward.
Thank you. Edward and Lois Stace, they're always listening no matter where we're at. And then they were here. She told me, she sent me a note and said, we won't be listening to you this week because we're going to be at the game. And I said, okay, you better come wave at us, as she did before the game. Good to see Edward up here. But, yeah, they've got to rub it in on the whole KQ ranch.
Yeah.
Make us down there sweating while they're getting nice.
Yeah, they're fire.
Yeah.
And we're burning up.
And we're feeling a fire.
Yeah.
Right, and essentially. But, yeah, that's big game here for Imperial, the homecoming victory. And looks like Centro 34, Calexico 14 with seconds to go. So looks like Centro's going to get that win and go 1-0 in IVL play and be tied up with the Tigers. And then Calexico will drop to 0-2. Raleigh will be playing against Southwest tomorrow night. That game will be live on KXO with Carol Buckley and John Driffel. So make sure to listen to that tomorrow night.
And then next two games will be very, very tough for the Tigers.
It's going to be whether we win the league or not, because it's Raleigh here in Imperial next Friday night, and then the following Friday against Centro. So two big games, but thankfully we're at home on both of those. That kind of helps there, but we're looking forward to two really tough, really good ball games coming up in the next 2 weeks, beginning Friday night against Raleigh here in Imperial.
Right.
So, any last comments you have?
Well, I'm glad we had two games back-to-back where the defense just played very strong. Shut everything down until that fourth quarter.
Gavin Robles, great job at quarterback. We're expecting to see him much tonight. He started the game, did very well out there. Seeing his brother Gio, first time he suits up. Gets a couple of completions later, showing what hand he has, and the speed he has on a touchdown that was called back as well. And then Seth Shaw breaking open, gets 3 touchdowns tonight.
Finally,
gets some yardage over close to 60 yards or so that he gets rushing tonight. So a lot of pluses. And then again, the defense just outstanding for the second game in a row.
That's the best part of it.
Yeah,
that's the best part of the last 2 games is that defense, because it's when we stop everybody on defense, everything works off of that.
Yep, sure does. Well, that might do it from here. We will sign it off just for George Grijalva and Mickey Dale. Signing off from Imperial. Final score, the Tigers 41, the Holtville Vikings 7. We're returning back to the main studio. And our thanks again to Gabe Lamoose. Take it away, Gabe.
Yeah, thank you.
The Imperial Valley's best oldies on the radio.